Going to the fan.
Hey guys, what is up? This is the Oppai Society podcast with me, Alex, Evan, and Tim. Joining me.
I would be Tim.
I'm Evan.
We're gonna talk about some random shit I don't really know. Some love questions because we're weird.
I'm on it.
And maybe some hot topics that were kind of some new games, because we can.
Some nerds.
Yeah.
So to preface this a little bit, we're going to be reading the 36 questions that psychologist Arthur Aaron thinks will make you fall in love. It explores intimacy between strangers and accelerates them with their relationship with a series of personal questions. Now we know each other. We're friends. We're gonna delve into these because some
I'm
of
an
these are
active
pretty.
butt buddy.
Some of these are pretty personal.
I'm not an active butt buddy.
That's true. And what am I going to say? Oh, yeah. So the idea of these are mutually being vulnerable to another person is really difficult, but it forces you to become close to that person.
See, vulnerability in this group means death by vulgar terms. And
So we're gonna be real.
statements.
We're gonna be real with each other. We're gonna talk
What
about
are you
some
talking about?
sad things.
You tell Colton, like, hey, Colton.
Question
I'm really
number
sad.
1.
He's like, go fuck yourself. Like,
We got 36 of these to get through. We gotta get cracking. So, question number 1, we're just going to go around. We're going to answer it ourselves. We got to keep it relatively brief because there's a fuckload of these questions. But here we go.
There's already 6 of them. That's not a fuckload.
36 is a fuckload, metrically.
No.
Okay.
No.
Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? Evan, start us off.
Dinner guest.
All right,
Do
Evan.
they have to be alive currently?
No.
Hitler.
Done. That was actually my answer as well.
You know what's weird? I thought about it and I didn't want to say it because, like, why do I want Hitler so bad?
Because
He would be such an interesting person
he
to
was
talk about.
supposedly
Like, talk
real
to.
charismatic.
Yeah, he's like, why
Everyone
so,
talks about how he took over because he was. So
I'd like to understand like why he did it, and then understand like say, hey, I don't care about that. Tell me about the good stuff he did.
Well, that's the thing is, if, you talk about how do you rise to power? He was full of charisma. Well, if you just sit down and have a beer with Hitler, what is he? You can't make Holocaust jokes because he's been there. He did that already.
It's like, yeah.
He probably doesn't joke. He probably took it pretty seriously too. He didn't joke about that shit. So like, what kind of jokes does Hitler tell? Because they're not gonna all be Jew jokes. Like he has to have some up his sleeve that are just like charming little anecdotes. Did you just hit your elbow on the table?
I hit my knee on the
You hit
table.
your knee on the table. You're an idiot.
That really hurt.
All right, so we all like Hitler. Good. Off to a great start. Would you
I
like to
feel
be
close
famous? in what way?
Wait.
Famous. In
Would
what
I
way?
like to be famous? And if so, what? In what way?
Yeah, so if you're
Yeah.
like, oh, you invented the atom bomb, do you like being famous for that?
I would like being famous for that, but
Yeah?
I'm a bit late for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. You got beat.
It'd definitely be space travel for me.
You want to be famous for space travel?
Sure.
Space is scary. Fuck space. I don't want to go there.
My brother told me
What?
that
I want to go to
he-
space.
like if an alien woman came down, he'd fuck her right away. It's like
Why do you assume that would work, though?
I don't know. It's just a like.
I assume that alien. I don't know why would
We
aliens
were,
even have two
we were
genders?
watching Star Wars Clone Wars and it was that bald chick. He's like, yeah, I'd do her. I was like,
What the hell?
What the f-?
I don't know. Kirk did it. He was fine.
Yeah,
The
Kirk
point-
did it a lot.
Would you like to be famous? I'm gonna say, I would like to be martyred. I'd like to be famous after I died, because it'd be too much pressure when I was alive. But if I died and then people were like, oh shit, that was pretty neat.
Or fake your death and become like someone who haunts people,
that'd be good.
like a famous person that haunts people,
Yeah,
like Michael Jackson.
sure. Right.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one.
Well, that's.
I don't know what I'd like to be famous for, but I'd be okay with being moderately famous, where it
Yeah.
wasn't like,
I don't
I don't want to be
oh,
like
paparazzi all the time.
I don't
It
want
was
to be
like,
like
oh, hey, this is that guy.
famous for something
Hey, how's it
stupid,
going?
and then people are just like, you're a piece of trash because you make your money from nothing, like Kim Kardashian.
All right.
She made her money from working hard,
Yeah.
stroking some shaft.
That's working hard. All right. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say and why?
If it's to somebody important, I do. Like if I'm calling for a job interview,
Of course.
I usually will do it.
Food orders mostly for me. 'Cause if by rehearse you mean like pick what you're gonna eat.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
I don't wanna
I
say-
do that all
I
the
just like
time.
show up like, what do you guys serve? and they're just
I do
listing
that-
stuff.
Pizza. What does
Me
that
and
consist of?
me and my girlfriend will look at the website before we go to the restaurant,
That's
pick
fucked
out
up.
what we're gonna
That's
order,
weird.
and then we get there. We're like,
You're the kind of people that I don't like.
we look at the menu for like 10 minutes to make it look like we're trying to think of something, but we already know what we want.
Why not just
Why
look for
say-
something while you're there? Why?
Why not just
Because-
pretend you're so savvy you know what you want the second you sit down? Why bother if you're gonna look at the menu for 10 minutes
You
anyway?
just come in like, yeah, I already know what I want. The scallops, bring
That's
it down.
fucked up. This is tearing us apart. This isn't. I'm not in love with you.
Well, I don't know. It got us closer, and then I think we're right back in the middle, right where we started.
We all like Hitler, but you're fucked up with menus.
It's
All right.
weird.
What would constitute a perfect day for you?
Blowjob and coffee.
That's it. The whole day.
Yep.
A day-long blowjob
And
while drinking coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
I like
I
coffee
also
once
don't
in a
drink coffee.
while. It's a weird thing that I sometimes do. Well, I'll drink like constantly for a week and then not drink it for a month.
I think my perfect day, very little of it would be spent conscious, and the remainder would not be sober. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
I would want to be tipsy and asleep most of the time.
Same.
Honestly, I just want to skip a day. I just want to skip. My perfect day is a day I can just forget and skip about because fuck it, I don't care. As long as I don't have to do any work.
Banging,
Like the
banging would be
the
in
day
there.
of a
That's
big
fine.
exam.
Yeah, that's
just,
alright.
just skip the
Yeah.
That's how I
days.
feel though. There are days where where I wake up and I realize like today is a day that nope.
When you're
I just
like
gotta. I'm not even sick. I just don't want to. I don't feel.
You
I'm
don't
not
want to
feeling it.
do anything.
thinking of like
Yeah.
work though for this question, the perfect day for me would have been someone coming in and not asking a stupid question.
Too bad.
and,
That
look
doesn't
at what?
exist.
Where do
I
you
know.
work at?
Like
Best Buy?
that's.
Best
I
Buy
used to
still?
work at Best Buy.
Where do you
but
work now?
I don't work anywhere. Piece
Oh,
of shit.
okay. I see. That's right. You're unemployed because you're a bum.
I know.
Moving on.
I ain't getting a new job.
This is a good one. When did you last sing to yourself and to someone else?
Today.
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 In the car.
In the car.
I was.
Wow.
Look at that.
Look
what
at
were
us.
you singing? What would you sing?
I was
I
in.
sang
The,
a bunch of stuff. I sang
I sing
Piano
my-
Man. Sang
Nice.
some Def Leppard.
I sing my own songs.
Yeah.
Kinda. They're all just a bunch of garbage.
Did you
but-
sing to? Did
they
you
are
sing to other people?
garbage.
Your own songs?
Because
And
he
maybe.
serenades me pretty often.
Cute.
It's once in a while, and it's.
It's pretty often.
I-
It's not once in a while.
I usually don't sing to others. I sing to myself all the time. The only time I sing to others is when I'm rapping, because
You
I'm
rap?
I'm real not well, not like I'm not good at it. It's along
Clearly.
to the song. It's I really like Childish Gambino. I like a lot of his musics, and I enjoy making people feel uncomfortable by saying lyrics about how black I am, because those are all pretty much all of his lyrics, and I'm pretty pasty. For those of you at home that can't see me right now,
Oh.
I'm white. Also, all of us are white.
I'm black.
That's
You wish.
if the us all loving Hitler at the start didn't give any context. Spoiler, we're a bunch of spoiled
Hey,
rich
what?
fucking white
Because I like
assholes.
Hitler doesn't mean I can't be black.
Well, you
Tim, now you're the racist.
Fucking checkmate. You got me that one. All right. If you're able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want?
Mind. It's
uh,
like not even a debate for me.
I'm gonna say mind as well.
I was spacing out when you read the question.
You're a fucking idiot. Do you value your mind in your old age? Do you want to keep your mind or your body?
Mind. I don't want to go crazy, but I can't remember. I'm super ripped, but I don't remember where I put my fucking spoon. Where's my fuck? Like you're sitting in your living room for an hour. Where the fuck did I put that spoon?
But you have to remember that kind of shit. Like if you're ripped at 90, can you just go around and
Yeah, but what if you're like you keep forgetting?
You could be like Clint Eastwood.
You might forget
Yeah.
stuff and accidentally tear someone in half.
Clint Eastwood has a baby. Did you know that?
Why would I need to know that?
Because
Alright.
it's astonishing. He's so old and has a
pretty old.
child.
He's a good.
It's
He's a badass though.
I bet his child is,
I'm a
like,
real
really
big
handsome.
fan of Eastwood.
He has some
He-
strong swimmers in his old age.
That makes
He
sense.
definitely his kid's gonna look like very like classically handsome.
His kid's gonna look like a fucking cowboy. That's
I
what
hope
Eastwood is.
kind of a
They take
chiseled
his
chin.
kids and
Shout
make
out-
another Dirty Harry.
Shout out to Good, the Bad, and the Ugly for being my favorite movie. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die?
I
Tombstone is my favorite movie.
That's not.
That's
how
my favorite Western.
You
But
want to die to a tombstone?
no, I
Right.
I just thought
why
about
are you
what you
saying-
said. I
You
was
want to die
like,
in a Western? Yeah, favorite movie? You're a
Uh,
Western fan?
I am a Western fan.
Oh,
It doesn't
Tombstone it's high up
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Tombstone's pretty good.
I like
Space
the original
Force.
Django, not the Tarantino. The Tarantino's.
I can't even think about
The
it on the
one-
spot. What I love.
The one that they named Django after,
That would be the one.
and then had the Spanish guy in the movie be Django.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a very, very good movie. We had the chain gun in the coffin. Alex,
I never
how do you
watched.
want to die, Alex?
Uh,
Not how do you want
how
to.
do I
how do you
think
think
I'll
you're gonna
die? I don't know. You know,
I'm gonna go
probably
statistics.
like gun to the head.
You think you're gonna get shot? You think
No,
you're
I think I'm
important
gonna-
enough? Oh, you think you're
You
shoot
didn't
yourself?
take that right.
That's good. All right.
Thanks.
I feel like I'm gonna go with statistics. I'm gonna say like what, like heart attack or car crash. Like that's what kills our generation.
Yeah. I think a car crash.
Trust math.
A heart attack or car crash? Probably car crash. Because
No, trust math.
Alex is a crazy driver.
Is he?
I'm a good driver, but I drive crazy. But eventually, it's gonna catch up to me,
Makes sense.
and it's gonna hurt me. But
I
it's
just think
okay.
I'm gonna die in a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just sound
A
paranoid.
fire that I
my
st-
house is gonna be on fire, and I'm not gonna be able to get out.
Yeah.
Die.
He lives in a house made of hay. He's like one of the three little pigs, so that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Instead of the
That's
wolf trying to blow down
that's
my
a
house, he
reasonable
just
fear.
lights it on fire. It says, "Ha!
Maybe
Screw you!"
it'd be more effective. All right. Name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common. That's a lot of things, but we'll go. We'll each. Let's just
Are
toss
we-
them around
There's
casually.
3 partners.
There's a lot of partners around.
Um,
I'm gonna start. I'll go. We all like Hitler. That's one
That's really weird.
for all of us. Yeah, we all want to meet Hitler. That's pretty.
I would, yeah. I don't like Hitler.
I mean, I'm not a fan.
I want to meet him. I want
I'm
to
a
say
I like.
maybe
not
you're the one who gets to kill him again.
Holocausting. I think it's.
Yeah, like Hitler was nice talking to you, and you just like slowly
wouldn't
shove a
kill
knife into
Hitler.
him,
I wouldn't
like at
kill
the
him. No,
like
I
at
don't
that
think I
scene in
could.
Saving Private Ryan. Slowly,
God damn.
That wasn't Hitler though.
this is what you. I know, but it'd be retribution
That
for
was
me.
a Jewish guy too.
I know,
Yeah.
yeah, but I gotta do it to him as retribution for making me feel sad for that moment.
Really?
Shh.
Wait, make
You
you
did
feel
this.
sad about the Holocaust?
No,
you
just
white,
that one scene
pasty
in
motherfucker.
just that one scene in Private
Here's the
Ryan.
thing about the Holocaust for me. This is off topic, but I believe that the Holocaust did nothing but improve my life, because well, many people suffered and it was an absolute tragedy. I'm not saying I'm a fan of the Holocaust. I got out of it Schindler's List, Wolfenstein, Indiana Jones, and many other amazing people. The Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., amazing. Really emotional time. That was a great... I felt like I learned a lot there.
Channel head for this video. Why I love Hitler.
So my point is, if there wasn't the Holocaust, I wouldn't have these things. And my life would be worse because of it. Also, we both like Western. That's something similar about us. That was the real question. So I don't know how the Hitler got it brought up, but we both like Westerns. That's
I
pretty
don't-
neat.
That is pretty.
I was
neat.
just talking about Saving Private Ryan, and then you just started talking deeper about how you think the Holocaust was great for you.
It improved my life. You know what has not improved my
we need
life? Pepsi products.
You told me this. You were talking about this.
Holocaust.
You talk about this a lot.
Every time I get a Pepsi, I get real upset. I think I prefer the Holocaust to Pepsi. Shout out to our new sponsor. Is Dr. Pepper? Dr. Pepper's an independent company. Still.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper's.
Thank God.
their own
You know what
thing.
I've been drinking lately instead of Mountain Dew? Mellow Yellow. Even Coke's Mountain Dew is better than fucking Mountain Dew.
I don't like Mountain Dew.
Is Mellow Yellow Coke's Mountain Dew?
Yeah, hell
I
yeah,
thought
it
Mellow
is.
Yellow was Sprite.
Yeah, I thought it was
No,
Sprite
fuck
too.
up. Sprite is Coke. Pepsi has 7 Up.
Right. Right.
fucking idiots.
Right.
I've never tried Mellow Yellow.
It's good. It has a song about it and everything.
Oh, no, it
the
doesn't.
Mellow
It's
Yellow.
For
Look.
what?
Now I've updated when I last sang to somebody.
Hey!
To right now.
Look at that. Making progress. For what in your life do you feel most grateful? I was born a white, upper middle class motherfucker in America.
With a
Same.
9-inch dong.
That
Tim,
I'm lacking.
you slugger.
But the point is, as far as genetic lotteries go, pretty much won. So I feel pretty good about that.
Same.
Same.
Yeah.
Also with no allergies.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I
all
totally
the
have
things.
those. But I take super meds, you know?
Yeah, what are you allergic to?
Everything.
Yeah. If I was allergic to shellfish or seafood,
Oh, yeah, I'm not allergic. I'm just
I would
trees.
legitimately end my life.
Dude, if I was
Same.
allergic...
I could not live
They
with
said I
Seafood
was
is
allergic to peanut butter
delicious.
once. It was like...
It's not worth it.
No, it was like,
not
kill
worth
me.
going
Kill
on.
me now. I actually, a couple months after they told me I was allergic, that I could die if I ate it. It was Halloween.
This is
You
the
know,
most-
bunch of peanut butter. And that's how they realized, oh, hey, your son's actually not allergic, because he would be dead right now.
This is the most privileged podcast. Shout out to all the Jewish people who know or have had family members
Why we
die in
gotta
the
bring
Holocaust.
in the
And
Jews?
shout out to everyone who's allergic to things.
And also, shout out to everybody who is not white,
Yeah.
not middle class, not in America,
and that don't watch
and not
westerns.
male. There we go.
You gotta watch westerns as well.
And the Asians.
Let's see. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? I'm gonna say no.
maybe
maybe-
beat a little bit more.
Yeah, if my parent... Wow. They give you that tragedy element. That's helpful for artists.
I think in my younger life, I needed, like, or not beat, but, you know, I needed more, like, structure younger years. Definitely like where I am mentally, you know? Like, I like how I turned out, but I definitely could have used some more, like, push.
You happy with how you turned out?
Yeah, you know, mentally, and
I don't know if I would be. in
feeling I fucking hate you
your
right now.
shoes.
Thanks, Captain.
No, I'm gonna say, my family has a pretty long history of depression, and my parents did a real good job of hiding that from me until I got older. But I feel like if they were more open about it when I was a wee lad, I would have got more acquainted with depression in general, because it is a recurring theme in my life, as far as people I know. I feel like if I was more used to it at a younger age, I'd be better equipped a couple years ago when it started to hit me hard. So.
What a noble thing to say.
We're supposed to be it's supposed to be vulnerable, and no one's fucking going.
Yeah,
for
and,
it.
no,
uh,
it's like,
So
if
far
I
we've
wasn't
talked about
raised the way I
privilege and
was-
Hitler.
What I was trying to say,
Let's be less dicks. Let's get
if
real.
I could change something, I don't know if it's technically how I was raised, but where I grew up, like, I would have rather been around more kids.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in the Colorado Springs,
Yeah,
in like
there's
one
not
of those
much out there.
neighborhoods
Yeah.
that has just a bunch of old people. Because I am really, really antisocial.
Yeah.
same. In younger years,
And
The worst. I actually
I
recently
would've-
hated my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful.
What
Or-
changed?
Well,
What-
it's
what's got
high
you-
school
he
changed.
met me.
Yeah, meeting like Evan, Colton, people
Oh.
who are like actually my real friends. You know,
That's real sweet.
like in high school, I didn't really have, or even middle school, elementary, didn't have really good friends. Everyone was just kind of like even everyone like kind of separated when you go into middle school. Or just like, oh yeah, deuces, as they fade into the distance.
This is actually a great segue to the next question, which is take 4 minutes to tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible. 4 minutes is a long time for each of us, but if we want to paraphrase, I think that was a great.
Yeah, just
starting
say,
point there.
Cool beginning childhood, shitty middle childhood. Having a pretty okay time now, chill life.
As much detail as possible.
I don't
That
want
was
detail.
such little detail.
I don't
was
want to.
vague
I
as
like.
possible.
How do you? I'm not gonna.
We'll cover more of
spew
this
for
later
4
because a
minutes.
lot of
Like,
the
we're
questions
kinda
are
talking
going
about
to
our lives
get
in
more
general.
personal. Yeah. Evan, would you like to take the next stab, or shall I?
Actually,
You can.
All right. Well, I grew up in Missouri. I didn't grow up here.
You piece of shit.
I only had 2 real friends in Missouri when I was a wee lad. I lived on a lake. I really enjoyed that about my life. It was pretty good. Moved here when I was real young.
How young?
I want to say 5.
yeah. But then
Elementary
you don't even
school
notice.
for me. Elementary school. I have memories of. It was called Lake Lotawana.
I don't remember a lot of stuff like
Lotawana?
before the age of
Lotawana.
like 7.
Yeah.
It's like
I didn't enjoy
Microsoft.
elementary school at all. I remember in 5th grade, I played hooky in 5th grade more than I did in high school. Like before I even had independence, I would fake being sick almost every day.
Same.
I would stay home and I would watch Bond
would-
movies with my dad.
In elementary school, I would do that all the time.
Yeah.
I'd go to the bathroom and say, "Teacher, I threw up in the bathroom," and they'd like
They're like, okay, go home.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
and you're out of there. And
Yep.
that was... I remember I missed most of CSAP. I attended, like, I think 100 days of school in 5th grade out of, like, the 180 you're supposed to. I should not have been able to pass that. But I wasn't an idiot when I was...
Good
little.
old George Bush.
Yep. And then
No
in middle
child gets
school...
left behind.
Middle school was actually my 2 favorite... No, yeah, 1.5 favorite years of my life.
Peaked in middle school.
I peaked in middle school.
middle
It's
school
sad.
is kind
That's
of.
sad.
I hated middle school.
Everyone says that. I really enjoyed it. I
Junior
didn't-
year, senior year, best years.
I met some of the best people I've ever known in middle school. I still talk to a lot of those people today. Like, I met half of them earlier this morning. at Comic-Con. We all hung out. It's real nice. They're wonderful people. We became really good friends. We've stayed good friends despite being separated in location and time, and that's been real nice.
That's one problem with a lot of my friends. Like, I was in Boy Scouts really early on. A lot of those people were, like, really close friends with me. And then going into high school, like, most of them just disappeared into their own segments. Yep. Like, really, really good friends that would hang out, like, every day, gone.
I've taken up a lot of time here, so I'll just say sophomore to junior year were probably the 2 worst years of my life. I had some real bad shit, but I know there's questions later on that discuss, like, your most terrible memories, and I'll get into that then, because right now I'm going to pass it over to Evan. Real quick, life summary. Let's go.
Alright. Grew up in Colorado Springs. Elementary school. It's pretty good. Had a good time. Till 5th grade. Then I hated it. Don't know why. Just, that was the time I hated it.
Same.
I'm with you. Yeah, I like it.
And then, middle school. It's pretty rough. I didn't go to the same middle school as I was supposed to. I did a different location. So I had no friends. I made like maybe 2 friends total in that middle school. Then I moved in with my dad. My parents are divorced. I forgot to bring that up. But moved here, had 0 friends in this middle school. Then I met Colton. He was the first person I was like, okay, I need to talk to somebody today. Otherwise I'm not going to make friends and I'm going to be lonely all the time. So Colton was the first person I talked to. And then stayed friends throughout up till now. Which is it's pretty good. Middle school, hated it. Absolutely hated it. Especially when I moved here. Because it was 10 times worse. And then high school, it's been pretty up and down so far. Last year, hated. This year, also hated. Next year, probably going to be pretty good.
I enjoy senior year. It's worth mentioning that Evan's a year younger than Alex and I. So
he's 2 years younger than me.
My bad.
Yep.
So I meant year as in
grade
as in school year.
Right.
So you and I were seniors. We just graduated. It's summer. Evan was a junior. He will be a senior next year.
So
then my story, fairly simple. Same as everyone else up to 5th grade. Great time. A lot of friends. A lot of good friends. Everyone kind of leaves. But I actually had a pretty good time going into middle school. Because I started making a lot of friends. And started like making relationships. Was going to go into football. Was going to do all this stuff. But then I I skipped. Middle school was actually awful.
Wow.
It's the
Who
freshman.
thought? That was a complete 180.
Freshman year got a little bit better because middle school was awful first year. Actually, I had a couple friends. It was all fun. Then next year it got even worse because no one talks to each other anymore. It got pretty awful. And I think the second year of middle school, I got in a bit of trouble, and everyone would like talk about it. Like it kind of divided people from me. Because I was gone for school for like 2 weeks. And then going into, and it got a little bit better when I went to high school. And I was going to join football, going to do all this stuff, was starting to make a little bit more friends. But then I decided to quit, and I ended up doing other stuff. I went into choir. I made different friends there. And I think, I hate high school choir because of that. Because most of the kids in there were assholes. There's some really, really nice kids.
Shout out to Dakota Ridge's choir.
Yeah. There's a couple like nice kids, like usually freshmen. I was a sophomore. Then the older kids, all assholes, because they think they're really good at singing, and so they feel like they can treat people like shit.
Every time Alex brought up choir, I always say, "Are you going to queer class?"
Yeah, queer class. I kind of hated it sometimes. It was fun. I liked singing, and it was a great time. But I hated those couple kids.
Yeah.
Those rotten apples.
But freshman year was really boring. One of my good friends left and went to South Carolina. And it was like one of my only friends then I still talk to. And after that, no friends. I had like almost no one I talked to. Except maybe Noah.
Noah's a piece of shit.
And
You're
Noah's
supposed to be not name dropping people.
yeah, he's an
We'll ignore
okay
that.
guy, but he
Alright.
he's gonna listen to this. He does a lot of shit that pisses me off, and I'm not gonna say everything, but
I think it's okay to say the first name.
yeah, I mean,
I'll
no one's gonna
censor
look this
myself
up and say, "Hey, these guys talk shit about you." It's like,
Well, actually, unless they're going to listen,
yeah,
then don't say their name.
I don't talk about if it's
I
family
argue
members.
No one's gonna look this up. Period,
Usually-
but we'll ignore that.
Later in podcasts, usually stop talking about family members because they know they'll get their like, "Hey, why the fuck are you talking about me?" But yeah, it's senior or sophomore year got way better. It started meeting Evan, Colton. Junior year was even better because I started like being
So
cool.
life's essentially an episode of Glee.
Yeah, I started being no. Then I stopped. Junior year, I stopped choir because it was sucking my life. But no, I didn't do it junior year because it was sucking my fucking life from me.
All right.
Moving
So,
on.
We have this
Yeah.
is I'd like to point out we're one question away from set 2. There are 3 sets, so we're doing real
That's
well.
crazy.
If you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be?
Teleportation.
That's not. I don't think it's about superpowers. I think it's about things you could actually learn, just without the effort involved.
Better memory probably
All right, that's all right. I can see that.
be a lot easier.
We'll let
Like
teleportation.
if I could read a like in it like a I have this book for programming. If I could read that entire book and remember all of it, that'd be amazing.
Good
I
luck.
feel like we're all
Luck.
familiar with.
Good
No,
Memory.
luck.
Yeah, because you read those books, half the shit you're like, do I need to read another book to understand this book? Because it's
Programming books are real dry. They're like, all right, this is your information. Better
I
read
think
this
it's how to
4
make a-
times before you understand it.
I don't know. I think it's in my room. It's like how to build. It's not programming, but it's like how to build connections between computers, and it's so
That's networking.
It's yeah, it is.
All right,
It is so fucking boring.
Okay,
it sounds miserable.
since I'm not allowed to teleport, I would
You
either
do what you want, man.
like, well, that it's teleportation.
Like
But in reality, I would like the ability to be able to like control people through charismaticness.
so you want to be a car salesman?
Or a
Is that what you're saying?
sociopath.
Sociopath,
He's already
more.
like.
Yeah, I took
you
a
already-
test that was like scored 1 to 20.
Was it
I got an
Was it like an
18.
online? Was it like a fake bullshit one though, or was it like a real?
No, it was a real one. I
I
got an
always try
18 on
to.
it.
Did you Google sociopath test and click anything?
Yes.
And then it wasn't a real one.
No, I
You didn't
dug
see a
pretty
doctor.
deep. Dug pretty deep.
Uh-huh.
I'm not self-diagnosing. I'm just saying.
I've always wanted
I
to
see
check
what
my
you're
like
saying.
IQ,
I got an
but
18
there's
on
never
the
like
test.
good ways to do it on the internet.
Yeah.
If there are actually sites that are dedicated to like doing that kind of stuff, but the tests are like $100.
Yeah, no, surprisingly, no one wants to give out things for free. I think the best ability I
Shit.
could learn would be. I have a real tough time picking up any new languages or any
same.
kind of musical talent.
Yeah, that's my memory
Not
weakness.
because of anything to do with like
Because you're
my
stupid.
brain, or it's just that I'm real lazy. And
Yeah.
I'm real dumb. and I
Learning
don't
learning German for
do well
2
together.
years. What sentence do I remember? The Gates? Only fucking sentence. Oh, and how? Like,
9.
das ist gut?
It's gonna be real tough to talk to Hitler.
Oh yeah, I'm
Be a
gonna.
real elementary level
Probably gonna
I'm sure
finish
conversation.
Hitler can speak
Like,
English.
Meine
Maybe.
Mutter ist.
We didn't take that into consideration when we picked our famous person, that they might not be able to speak the same language. But you know,
I'm pretty sure Hitler would have learned English.
you think?
Yeah, he
he
lived
loved
in
it.
Germany.
He was a big fan of Germany.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
well,
he grew up in
understood.
Austria.
Yeah, he was Austrian.
Why does everybody come from Austria or Germany that's like
He might know French.
really influential?
Maybe.
Like pretty much every composer that like made a difference, Austria or Germany.
Well, I know what Hitler would say. I think he'd probably point it to a race thing, but I'm not going to go there. If anyone has read Guns, Germs, and Steel, it's a great explanation.
How does almost
I've-
every other
I've heard about
conversation
that.
lead to Hitler? What the?
You
Is it-
brought up Hitler.
It's a pretty
No,
interesting
you brought
guy.
up Hitler.
All right. If there was a crystal ball, we're in set 2 now, by the way. If there's a crystal ball that could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, your future, or anything else, what would you want to know? I believe it has to be centered around you, though. I don't think it could just be like, is there a God? Is there this? I think it's supposed to be like things about you.
Like, should I have another kid or should should I go this way in the
Right. You're
job?
saying another kid, implying you have one. You don't. It's just an example.
Not that you know of.
That was
Me and
for-
Tim have a kid.
for
Just
the
let
viewers
everyone
at
know.
home. Yeah, we adopted.
No, I did it. I stole your sperm.
That's All right. Well, poor understanding of anatomy here, but anyway.
Hey,
Crystal
two
ball.
men
Evan.
can make a baby. It's
Huh?
called science.
Take it away, Evan. Get us out of here.
wasn't listening.
Great. If I could have a crystal ball telling me the truth about myself, my life, my future, or anything else, I would let it. I would want to know if I have a passion or a talent that I don't know about, because
Then you could get real good at it.
no, because in my whole life I want to be a paleontologist for the viewers at home, and the reason is
I try to remember the.
I'm going to Montana to study paleontology. The reason
I didn't know that. Shut up.
When I
Now
was
this is interesting to me.
when I was a wee lad, I liked dinosaurs because of course I did. Because every wee lad likes dinosaurs.
That's true.
I saw Jurassic Park when I was like 3. I read the book in first grade by Michael Crichton. It was a very good book. I've always liked dinosaurs. I started reading like scientific journals when I was pretty young. I've really never found anything else in my life that I've given enough of a shit about in comparison.
Other than dinosaurs?
Honestly, like if you line up any like music, nah. Like movies came close for a while. I get real into cinema and like cinematography.
Yeah, I saw some of your
I'm pretty
videos
into
you
cinema.
made. Very interesting.
Yeah, but so I enjoyed that. But I think overall the only thing I've really thought like this is something I could see myself doing or dedicate my life to has been the study and pursuit of knowledge regarding prehistoric life. And I worry that that's because I just haven't found anything else. And there can't, as I get older and I experience more things, there's not much left. I've done all the biggies at this point. What do people do? Some of them swim.
Deal
I've
drugs.
swam. Drugs. Haven't dealt those yet. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the one. That's why I need a crystal ball to tell me. Should I be a drug dealer? I don't know. Because so far, life has been pretty mediocre and boring. Unless there's a fucking giant reptile in it that's dead. So I would like to know if I'm missing something or if I should just stick with dinosaurs.
Should go to Dinosaur Ridge.
I gave tours
Tim's
at Dinosaur
definitely
Ridge.
should
been there.
go.
Like,
I gave tours there.
We should go.
We should go? Oh,
Yeah,
you
I've
should
been up
go,
there,
as
like,
if, as if I
twice.
We
haven't.
should go.
I would love to go to
As a
Dinosaur Ridge.
group.
Absolutely. I am in. 100%.
Good.
I love it. Alright, Alex, what's up? What's your
I'm
crystal
kind of the
ball?
opposite, where I like. I definitely am more into space and that kind of stuff. But in the recent
Not the
years.
topic.
Oh, sorry. Is that a
topic.
that was. I thought I was looking at the next question. Sorry.
Yeah. Alright.
You cunt.
I thought you skipped it because you were talking about.
Talking about crystal balls.
Because I'm talking a dream, something you dreamed for a long time. I thought you were looking at. Crystal ball,
Right here.
I want to know, like, if we're gonna get in
Ugh.
same topic. I want to know
Bless
how
you.
far in my
Thank you.
lifetime we are gonna get with like space travel.
Alright. I like that. Now, Evan, round us out.
I would like to see if I ever get body augments.
Yeah,
Because I am all about that robot pieces on my body.
because I start treating my body like shit if I knew I could get a robotic heart.
I already treat my body like shit, so yeah, that's a
Same.
good point. I like
Same.
that. I like that. I like the you want to Deus Ex it. That's good. Is
I'm
there
all
something?
about Deus Ex. I actually really liked that game.
Yeah,
Because I
it's
was
a
like,
good game.
wow,
I
robot
enjoyed-
parts?
I enjoyed Human Revolution. I enjoyed the original, not the original, the second one. Whatever.
The OGs.
The OGs were good. I've only played one of them though. Is there something you've dreamed of doing for a long time? Why haven't you done it?
What have I dreamt of doing for a long time?
That's the thing. I'm pretty unmotivated in general. We gotta sound real pretentious on this podcast for people that don't know us, but I'm gonna say for dreams, I really got into programming games for a while. I made a couple
It's not a good industry.
games.
Yeah.
No, not for industry. Just for my personal use. Just cutesy little games I could play with by myself. I wasn't gonna sell them. I wasn't gonna share them. I wasn't gonna pursue a career. I was decent enough at programming to make like little Space Invaders. And I've always wanted to make just. I've had this idea for a game that I've been kicking around for like literally years now, where it's essentially a Doom clone, the OG Doom, because I programmed one and I want to put my own little spin on it. I've always wanted to just make it, not for any reason, just other than for me to have my little game. Never got around to it. Never found the time. I've always been busy. I've always given up. Whenever I hit a snag, I was like, it's not really worth it. But I would like to have that, just because I think that when you create,
You are making so much noise.
Yeah,
right
what
now.
are you
I know.
doing
I'm
right
sorry.
I feel like art in general is good. I feel like you should express yourself when you can, and I don't do that very often, and I wish I did, but I don't have the time. Evan or Evan, Alex, what are you doing?
I was
I'm
so
looking
interested
for something.
in what you were saying. I actually forgot what the topic was.
That's incredible. I'm not that interesting of a guy. What have you dreamed of doing for a long time, and why haven't you done it?
Okay, I have two things.
Go for it.
I would like to get into woodworking, and also blacksmithing. Both of those things, I'd
Yeah.
really like to get into them. But they're really expensive to take classes for them.
I've took
So,
some
that's my
woodworking
reasoning.
classes. It's Boy Scout shit, but yeah, they're pretty fun.
Not about that Boy Scout life.
Sliced open my hand pretty good once. So
That's the highlight.
that's one thing. Wear gloves. Like when there's all these instructors teaching young kids how to do stuff, and they don't give you gloves. You say, "Hey, can I get some gloves?" Because you will cut yourself. Definitely.
Right.
Alright, Alex, what have you dreamt of?
I don't know. Not really sure. I've always kind of wanted to get really good at guitar. Well, of course, like everyone does, so they can be a rock star. But I just seem to never be able to even decent.
For the people at home, he just looked longingly at a guitar in this room. It's his guitar. He looked real upset, and he just looked.
It has a broken string. That's gonna take a while for me to
and
get a
he
new
just looked really sad at that, and you can see the tears welling up in his eyes.
one. I'm okay. I mean, I play okay. I sing okay. But if I was better at one of those two,
Yeah, it'd be good.
the other one would be so shit.
There you go. This is gonna be a tough one for us, I think, for me at least. What is the greatest accomplishment of your life?
That's what I was actually looking up, and
the fuck of
because I was going to show you guys because I wanted
he's
to.
looking.
So there's two big things I've done in my life that I still am pretty proud of.
It's good that he's clicking through all the pictures that you guys can't see in the
God,
podcast.
they're all. Yeah, I know. No one's going to see them, but I want to show you
Describe it
guys
verbally.
specifically.
Give us paint a picture with your words.
Well, so
be an artist.
one, I went to Canada right after middle school, and that's why freshman year at the beginning I was a little bit better. I went on a trip to Canada for 14 days. 20 days. 14 days in water, and we did all like hiking, carrying canoes, and it was like a really big trip for me. But it was tough. It was fucking tough because we had to go 150 miles through Canada with only canoes, and we had to carry them. And I really downplayed this trip, but it was a big fucking thing.
That's awesome. I like that.
He was
What?
in a plane and almost got shot down.
Oh.
No, but it was we were in a plane the size of this room, and we were in a storm, and we fell out of there a few times. That was a little scary.
That's incredible.
Float planes are the scariest things you'll ever get into. Oh, and then the other thing.
Start recording.
You're getting real close.
Okay, guys, we're back. Hopefully, we didn't take off too much of that. Let's start again.
Start again. Oh yeah. What do you value most in a friendship? Evan, you said in our little break there, loyalty. Can you elaborate on that? How does a friend be loyal
So, like,
in our situation? How am I disloyal to you in a room talking? That's what I'm curious about.
you're not disloyal to me.
But
He does
How could I be?
fucking go off and do his own thing a lot when we make plans.
It's true.
That's really annoying.
Is that
Yeah.
disloyal? Would you say?
No,
I
that's
think
not disloyal.
if you
That's
did
just
that every time
bad
I
at
made
planning.
plans, we'd have a problem.
I'm real bad at making plans. I'll throw that in for character flaw. I plan over things a lot because I forget about them, and then at the last minute I have to choose who I think will take the cancellation the best, and then I have to.
not me.
Not you.
I get pretty ticked off every time we cancel.
Yep.
I'm like, God damn it, Tim. You fucking suck at planning.
Real bad. I hate it. Well, planning is one of my least favorite things in the world. Anyway,
It's not that hard, Tim.
you think?
Just remember like the tiny things, like we got a thing going today,
Yeah.
or like like a week in advance when we
But
when we tell you.
It's always a time issue as well. I always think like, oh, that'll take 2 hours.
Yeah,
It takes 5.
Yeah,
So
I noticed you do that.
yeah.
I guess you plan a lot more than like we do.
I try to
Usually we have like a
pack
bit
my
of open
schedule,
space.
and then it doesn't work, and I don't learn because I don't like to learn. Value most in
for
friendship. My
chumps.
answer is me real quick. I like when people are funny. I like when people have a sense of humor that jives well with mine. Occasionally, I like people that have a sense of humor that really doesn't. I like people that make jokes that offend me horribly because I think it's weird and interesting. Because I'm pretty hard to offend. Because what the fuck are you gonna? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? Like, I'm a white guy. I don't give a shit.
Haha, you have blue eyes, bitch.
Yeah, right. So that's where's the attack come in? What joke can you make? I mean, I just made a fucking Holocaust joke like several minutes ago. Where do you go from there? So I find someone with a twisted enough sense of humor to make me go like, oh, bro,
Like
that kind of I hook onto that. I think that's weird.
every time when you said that, I used to remember every single photo Colton has ever sent us.
Colton puts like hentai in our group chat. I think that's fucked up. I think that's such a weird thing to do.
See,
for a,
normal
for a
stuff is
group
like,
of
oh,
guys
that's a thing. If
to
you
be
see
like,
the gross stuff where people get like torn in half,
Yeah, no,
gets-
it's not.
urinals
It's,
made of people's
pretty
bodies.
bad.
it's fucked up. It's
Oh
fucked
my
up stuff.
god, I want to hit him.
And I-
Colton,
but-
no.
But I don't know anyone else who would be comfortable enough with someone or me to do that. So when I look at the group chat and I see, holy shit, that man's eating cereal out of the gaping asshole of that cartoon woman.
Oh god,
Part of me that was real
Like,
gross.
So gross.
But part of me has to stop and go, I would never have seen that had Colton not showed that to me. That
Why
would
you-
have,
Your
You're
life
happy?
would have been better
Why are you
without
happy about
seeing
that?
that.
maybe someday I'll discover a new fetish from him.
No,
You never know.
You don't want to.
My point is, it's a dark, fucked up sense of humor that I don't get, and I think that's neat.
Quoting things from earlier, Tim would be okay if someone put their thumb in his ass.
Depends on the person.
No, it wasn't a thumb. It was a finger.
It's a finger, thumb.
Thumb's a bit big.
The
No,
point
thumb's
is,
a little weird. Like, look at my thumb. It's like kind of curved. That probably fucking hurt.
It's Hitchhiker's thumb. The point is, I'm open to new things with people. I think it's
Okay.
fun.
Wait,
So I
so
like friends that challenge my values and my sense of humor.
okay.
Friends that are unique to me.
Because at first you just said sense of humor.
And then I
was
got
like,
weird with it.
so someone could be like beating on you constantly
But if-
behind your back.
But if they make a joke, I'm like,
You're like, oh wow,
Yeah.
fucking best guy.
depends.
Ever.
I mean, yeah, people can. people. I'm not impervious to being pissed off. If someone's gonna be an asshole, like, sure.
I
I'll
think
be-
if I'm friends
not
with
their
someone, for like joking wise, there has to be an equal amount of like jokes like that we can both push towards each other,
right.
or else it just
So
makes
I've-
one person gets fucked all the time.
Alex, I think I've called you Lenny. I don't think you've had a decent comeback to that. So if you think of one during the night, please share it.
Yeah, I probably won't.
No,
I'm
'cause
not a
you're-
mean, man. I
No,
try. These guys push me,
Because you're a
push me over the
lovable-
edge sometimes.
Because he's a lovable idiot, like Lenny.
You know, I own a sword.
He's gonna crush me by accident, hugging me.
I'm gonna pull out your heart and eat it.
So that's all right.
If anything, I'll pull out your heart and eat it. Kalima, because you'd be
don't
like,
think
this
he
is the
ate
way
it.
I.
I don't
think-
remember that part of
I
of Mice and Men, but
No, that's because it's from your favorite movie, Tim.
Schindler's
yeah.
List.
If we start talking about Temple of Doom, I'm gonna get real upset. So we're gonna move right on.
Whoa.
I hate Temple of
For
Doom.
loyalty,
Okay,
that like, I don't want you talking trash behind my back, and I
right.
want you on my side if I asked you to be on my side.
Usually, yeah. Any joke that is made, I usually want it at least in my face, so I have the ability to fight against it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
As,
I like
as long
that.
as I'm not.
Because if people are like, oh yeah, Evan's a piece of shit behind my back, and then to me they're like, you're the best guy ever, I fucking
That's
hate
annoying.
that person. They are not my friend anymore because they talk trash about me. That breaks my loyalty real bad.
All right. Alex, do you have anything you'd like to add to the friendship?
Yeah, what's
Value
your
puddle.
big friendship?
I don't know.
You
Honest-
heard it first.
Well, it's like
We
the
don't
same.
know.
It's a fucking honesty, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, a lot of people just, like, lie about who they really are, man. It's things and stuff.
Things and stuff. All right. What is your most treasured memory? I've got a real cutesy one for this, I think. When I was a really wee lad, I got really sick in the middle of the night. And it was one of the first times I remember being so sick that I threw up. And I threw up everywhere. Like, it was real bad. And I remember my dad woke up. It was like 2 in the morning. And it was like a school night. It was, I don't know what time of the week it was. It was a school night. It's like, I was real concerned that like I'll have to clean up before school or I'll have to stay home. And my dad found me, and we had one of those home laser tag sets. And he cleaned me up, got me spick and span, realized that there's no way I'm going to get to school tomorrow. So we spent the next 2 hours at 2 in the morning, which was unheard of then for me. Being up at 2 was like, holy shit, I'm a fucking rebel. We played laser tag and we watched Walking with Dinosaurs. It's a documentary about dinosaurs.
Oh,
And I
really?
just had some
I
surprise.
think I've watched that.
It's a good one. It's a real good
It
one.
is pretty good.
So I had a wonderful time with my father in the middle of the night. I felt real sick, and then it turned around 180. I felt real great, and it was a really good time. And that was I think probably my favorite memory.
Good. I don't really have a very intricate story, but I definitely have a lot of good memories from my youth. But one that really stands out. It's like one of the first times I ever actually went out with a girl. But it was like really young. It was like it's innocent love.
Describe
like,
youth now.
What?
What was your youth here? Elementary school? Middle school?
Yeah, like elementary
Okay.
school. Really nice. I mean, like there's like this one girl that I went out with.
She was in elementary school. He was actually 17.
Yeah, this is totally not okay to talk about this. Because we've had 2 conversations, and it's gonna start being a thing, and I'm not okay with it.
Alright, go on.
But when I was young, elementary school, you had those moments where you hang out with someone, you go around, and we were like hanging out in the neighborhood, like, but it was probably one of the most like real times I've ever had with like any of the people I've ever met, because we were actually having fun, laughing. We were going around like throwing bottles at things because we found them, and it was stupid stuff, but it was really fun.
That's good. I like that.
All my elementary school girlfriends, never talked to them. It was like, hey, you want to go out? Yeah, sure, cool.
No, that's why it was so different.
Never talked to them.
Because we actually like really liked each other, and I gotta say, it got a little bit too risque because we were young and we just started floating words. That was towards the end, but in the beginning it was
Wait, what?
like
Floating
like
words?
floating words, like we would talk about dirty things just because we were young and we knew words but didn't know what they actually meant. So
We're like, hey, baby, give me a rim job.
and he's like, what's that? It's like, but yeah, it got kind of dirty towards the end
Real
because
bad,
we're
real
both like
fast.
we're both very open kids, but we had a lot of fun like just hanging out and talking.
Neat. I never had an elementary school girlfriend.
Yeah, that was actually like
I don't regret
someone
that.
you actually liked.
I don't consider them girlfriends, though.
Yeah, I know.
At this point,
No shit,
No.
Sherlock. That
Yeah,
was
but it
not.
was-
yes, shit, Watson.
Jesus.
Gotta be good. I'm just saying that's just not. It's so unmaterial. Those relations. It's not a relationship.
No, it's not.
You don't understand what's happening yet
You're like,
as a kid. You
yeah,
don't know what's going on.
girlfriend.
Yeah, it's just a word. All right, you guys ready for this? Are we all good for this next
you didn't
heavy
say
hitter?
memory. Oh yeah, you did.
I
I didn't
just-
say memory I cherished.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
did.
right. You didn't. Go
No, you
on.
I have memories, all pretty much the same
Good.
thing.
All right. So share a bunch. Let's just spend the rest of the podcast listening to you.
The memories I cherish most are my whole family getting online together on Halo 3 on Big Team Capture the Flag.
Oh, that is.
That's one thing
so
I like.
cute.
That was
One reason
those
why
are
I
like
like your
my
family.
favorite memories
That is amazing.
because we would just beat everybody. And like Halo 3 was just such a good game already. And then I have those memories. So now Halo 3 has been built up to this monument of greatness in my mind.
Yeah, even like early on. That's when I had a lot of I had a lot of online friends, like everyone did when they were a little younger.
I didn't.
I had no online. Friends.
Really?
Yeah, I still have no
Halo
online
3?
friends.
Halo 3 like made clan. Most of them I knew in real life,
Okay.
but we really
Well,
wouldn't
then
hang out
they're-
that much.
all right.
Like Nathan. I don't know if you knew him. Nathan from.
Drake.
Fuck, I don't. I always forget that.
Uncharted.
But from our school, he graduated with us. We like a lot of like just other names, people I just played with all the time online. And like Halo 3 was the best though, because you have like I actually like people made clans because they actually wanted to get on and like do stuff and like build shit together.
And then 343 came.
Yeah, and
fucked
ruin
everything.
everything. Games are awful. No one wants to play together anymore. It's like, hey, do you guys want to get on and
Also,
all do
Xbox
this?
One
No.
also ruined like my family gaming community.
I
Now we
love-
never play with each
Yeah,
other.
every time I see them get
Treasured
on,
memory turned
I see you guys
into
all really want to
fuck
play together,
Microsoft.
but you always like you guys always get on.
Yes.
You're like, oh, let's all play together. But all of a sudden, like certain people just drop out, stop playing games, and just like, oh, this game just blows. They'll just stop playing.
That's usually me, the one who says this game sucks. I'm done playing it.
Like we all were
That
playing
was
the Division.
Destiny. That was Division. That was ESO,
Yeah.
all those games. I was like, these suck. Which, funny enough, all have the MMO style,
Weird.
which is why I don't like them.
I love MMOs, but
I
those
don't.
are just so bad. All those games, some of the
Except
worst.
for Warframe. Is Warframe an MMO?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I'll say yeah.
You like that one.
I do.
You're
like Warframe.
addicted to that one.
A little bit. I've been clean for the last few months. I haven't
Not
touched
so
it.
long.
I haven't been gaming a lot recently, actually, at all. I've been just doing stuff, traveling and
What a shame.
It's been
What a
honestly.
shame.
I've been wanting to sit down. Shout out to Grim Dawn for being my current favorite game. I've been wanting to sit down for a while. There's a new update to Grim Dawn. I just want to slog through that. I might do that tomorrow after Comic Con. Ditch plans and fucking go by myself and play that game.
So it's like Bloodborne.
Is
No, it doesn't.
Everyone, it's a Diablo clone. Yeah, what's up?
Is John
Yeah,
dressing
it
up
is.
tomorrow?
Huh?
Is John's friends and him dressing up?
Probably Sean is. Not John, though.
Sean, I think.
Sean's the one who drove us home from paintball.
I know who Sean is.
Yeah, he's probably dressing up. Last year he dressed up as a Spartan
Yeah.
Nice.
from like 300.
Nice.
The only thing he could have been dressed up as. Well, I guess Master Chief. He's also a Spartan.
Alright. Now, we've got a heavy hitter this next one. We're going to go with number 18 is, what is your most terrible memory? This is going to be rough, I think. This is where shit gets real, so...
That's so many that I don't want to say on this because if someone from my family
yeah,
knows it,
that's the
they'd be
thing.
like-
A lot of this, you gotta censor it. If you need to be vague where you have to be vague, that's fine. But try to be as real as you can.
I have so many bad memories. It's awful.
I don't have many bad memories.
I have some
Yeah,
really,
that's
really
some-
bad ones, but
I got some biggies.
I have some biggies, like middle school.
Do you
I know
wanna-
one of them.
I'll
There's
fire-
the reason why I was gone for 2 weeks. I'm not going to tell it on here. I can tell you guys later, but I'm not telling it on the podcast.
Okay.
I already
defeats
know it.
Yeah.
The whole purpose.
'Cause
but
it's-
that's fine.
Completely.
It's
That's
fucked
something.
up.
Yeah, it's another thing I don't talk about. But, maybe one day. As I cry. But, and I've had bad moments with my family, like, okay, I know exactly what I want to talk about. Just because I want to. Religion was the biggest problem growing up for me. One of the biggest things. Trying to deal with, how my mom is very religious and I just didn't want to be a part of it. So, like, constantly fighting out the door, like, hey, we're going to church. Like, no, I'm not going. I don't want to. It's thinking, like, oh, you'll love it. If you keep going, you'll love it. Just not wanting to and then not understanding.
And you're an atheist then?
No.
No. Okay. You're
I haven't...
deist.
You think it's still an atheist, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of open. That's really... I don't believe in any certainty.
I like that. It's interesting. I
Well,
actually.
I'm not...
What's up?
Oh, let me rephrase, but I don't believe a lot of, like, bullshit that people, like, build with all these religions. That doing all this stuff is what's going to get you into heaven. I think that's completely bullshit.
Alright.
The one religion I actually really ended up liking, like the values, Satanism. That has some really cool values.
Satanism, of course, in this day and age, is kind of a parody of
There's
Christianity, but
a lot of
lot
different
of
forms and it mimics a lot of
equality.
stuff.
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
all like,
of shit.
do what
like,
you want. Like,
A lot of freedom
make
for women,
yourself feel
freedom
good.
for LGBTQ, like just
Yeah,
cool
I think
shit.
The one thing I took
Yeah.
away from my religion was like how you treated people. That's pretty much it. But then there's a lot of like slip in there where they treat certain people a different way.
like
And-
the blacks.
Sure. my church, I don't know if it was there's different it's Catholic or Christian, right? There's like slight differences. I always forget which one I am.
Well, Catholic and Christianity. Catholicism
Well-
is a denomination of Christianity, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
I always forget. I always forget like
I think
if I was part of this sect or part of this, because one believes in one other thing.
wasn't Catholicism around before. Well, no, I guess it's all
Christianity
believing in
describes
Christ.
believing in Christ.
Yeah. So
The two biggies. I mean,
Right.
there's Catholicism, Protestant, Eastern Orthodox, but those are kind of the not relevant.
big ones.
I'll throw in a quick note on religion, I guess, for myself, and then we'll go to terrible memory for you and myself.
You go first.
I'll go first. My parents made the decision not to raise me with a religion because they felt like children were too impressionable then. So they didn't raise
Same.
me atheist, but they raised me without teaching me religion. They wanted me to find that on my own.
Same.
And that that I've found immediately led to atheism. So,
Exactly.
yeah, just interesting note. But most terrible. I had some fucked up shit that happened to me. But I'm curious to compare notes with you later, Alex, in the
Yeah,
privacy.
it's something that I keep trying to make sure it doesn't sound like really awful, but I was so young that it really doesn't matter anymore.
All right. Yes. I'll talk to you in a sec. But I'll say for most terrible that I'm going to share. I'm not going to name names. I had a girlfriend for a long time that I loved very dearly. Pretty much the only person outside of my family that I think I can truly say I loved. And she ended up in the hospital shortly after we broke up for what they described as parasuicidal.
What does that mean?
It's because she was not trying to kill herself, but she had a cutting addiction, and she had injured herself quite a bit. She had cut her neck and was in the hospital for it. And that really fucked me up. That was about a year ago, and that was real bad.
I think I was
I
there
remember
when you
that.
first started talking about it.
Yeah.
It was a really rough time for me, and I really did not obviously enjoy it.
I told you it was a good thing you got out of the relationship.
I still kind of hate myself. I feel like I couldn't handle it, and I pussied out, and I should have been there for her, and I wasn't. And I feel real bad about it to this day. It semi-haunts me. It affects how I handle relationships now quite a bit. My relationship with the person I'm talking about has been so utterly fucked up that it's kind of over. I very rarely talk to her, and there's this air of wonderful awkwardness around it, and I really regret most of the things that happened then. So not a particularly fun time. Evan, hit it off with your most terrible memory.
Wow. I don't. Well, I kind of have one, but not nearly to the scope of either of you.
I'll actually say something there. I don't mean to cut you off, but a lot of people like to pull that card of like, oh, there are people starving somewhere. Like bad things to happen in people's lives affect them all to different degrees. Like pain is kind of a constant. So I always feel I don't like when people say stuff like, oh, get over it because so and so has it worse or so and so's been through that and they were fine. I feel like terrible memories are a thing that everyone it's a human experience shared. So regardless of how petty it seems, I think you should go for it.
When I was moving to my dad's house from my mom's house, I had a lot of big fights with my mom. And like 11 or 12, my mom said some not very nice things towards me. Like I was a coward. And now I absolutely hate being called a coward. It makes me feel awful.
Huh. Alright.
So, very
Now I know how to.
Now we have-
I'm gonna go to Comic-Con,
We
walk
all
up to
have-
some big guy, and say, "Call that kid a coward."
See what
he
happens.
does to you, so you can fight.
We've got a lot of ammunition against each other now. I think that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Love is ammunition.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, love is pretty much hurting somebody.
That
Or
was
having the potential to drop a nuke on someone.
so deep. Are we ready to move on, or do you have any other notes?
I'm never ready.
Because this is a rough one. If you got any other,
Yeah, I'm ready.
Want to play the air? We good? If you knew in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you are living now, and why?
I would not go to school anymore.
Absolutely done with work, school,
Yeah,
anything.
none of that.
Obviously all the long game stuff you gotta end. If you're planning something big for your future, you gotta fucking get
You
on
take
with
out
it.
a big loan. Actually, that'd probably mess up a lot of people's lives. And
Yeah, no, I don't think they would give you a loan if they knew you were dying in a year.
no,
Maybe
what
if
if?
it
But
was
what
private
if?
loan.
Is this
Like,
question?
haha,
Is this
don't have to pay you
question?
back.
Is this question asking? Does people know you're dying, or? Because I mean, you could go.
It
either
says
way.
you knew, so I guess
If people knew I was dying,
I would tell important people in my life that I was dying.
I would do the opposite. I would bring around a little doctor's note that says I'm dying. I would tell fucking everybody. It would be the best pickup line. It would be the best sympathy card.
Yeah, that's what I was
would go
thinking.
mad with power.
yeah, you
I
said
would
donation.
go
I'm dying.
Make a wish all over the place.
Yeah.
I would turn into a monster.
Yeah.
It's good. The fact that I don't know when I'm gonna die is very good. Because the second I had that knowledge and I could express it to others, I would take advantage. And I would live a wonderful year of cheap thrills.
I think I'd rob a bank, but then if I got caught,
Why?
it would suck.
You
to be-
spend the last year of your life in jail.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. It's like I want money to be able to go do this like a bunch of crazy stuff. But if I get caught,
Well, you don't have to suffer that long.
I would probably
Any life sentence doesn't mean a
buy
lot.
a ticket to Europe.
Yeah.
buy enough supplies to be self-sustainable, and just walk.
Why Europe?
Walk till your feet.
Well, no, not just all of Europe, but like Europe connects to pretty much everything except for the Americas, which honestly, there's not a lot of history in the Americas.
That is so blatantly untrue, but okay.
I don't think there's a lot of
I'm a
history.
real big
Well, no,
fan of
there's-
Mayan and Native American history.
I don't care
That's-
about the Mayans.
Yeah, Aztecs.
I don't
Incas,
care about the
all
American
those-
civilizations.
Teotihuacan, none of that.
No,
Stirs
they are
anything
all
in you.
just
I think
they all
they're
died of smallpox. That's
real. Shout out
civilizations.
once again to Guns, Germs, and Steel. Phenomenal book. Read it.
The
Read it.
the civilizations I would like to see is like the Chinese, their old stuff. That was pretty cool. Europe, dirty but cool.
Dirty.
Like dirty in the traditional sense, not the sexual sense.
What is the traditional? Like
Like-
covered in dirt?
Covered in dirt
Oh.
and poop.
I thought you meant like their history was dirty. They have a pretty dirty history. They've done some bad. All
lot of
nations
incest.
have done some bad shit to each other. Let's be honest. That's
But,
a human
yeah,
constant.
I would
We
do
suck.
like the Europe and Asia walk for the last bit of my life, exploring places I've never been.
That's awesome. I like that.
Try to hijack a shuttle.
You would just go, Matt. I would go. I would manipulate people. He would travel the world, and you would just go on a crime spree
I would I would just be like,
Become the new Al Capone for a year.
for a year.
that'd be fucking awesome though. Just like shooting up places. Like I'd have to get a really good game.
Buy a
That is
Tommy
a
gun.
dangerous
Buy a
statement,
Tommy
sir.
gun, get a really
Holy
fast car,
shit!
and just cruise around like robbing banks from town to town.
You're a monster. You are
I mean,
a monster.
And then,
brain to be unleashed.
but the dream would be be like, hey, like if I didn't rob places, I'd try to get on a spaceship and be like there's
Hijack
They're
a
doing-
shuttle.
yeah, they're doing Mars trips in 2017, and I'd be like, hey, I'm volunteer.
You've got
to,
until then.
like I say, hey,
You would. Let me just say, take 6 months to get to Mars.
Oh.
That's half your life.
Let's be
Well,
no.
at
That's the
least my
thing
corpse
is,
could
and
be on.
who would send him to Mars knowing he would die? Because they know the second he gets there, no research can happen. You're done.
Yeah, they're like, oh great, you're there. Better just dig your grave, I guess.
well, what if like, hey, like I will be. You don't need to send robots. Just send me. I'm gonna die anyway. I'll set up your shit just for the experience.
Yeah.
But I'd have to be.
I like.
I'd
I
have to
like,
live past being there, but
I like his answer. It's not
Yeah.
completely from the bounds of the question,
If
but
I
it
got there
expresses
and-
about himself, and that's the point.
if I
is.
only gotta live a year on
Don't
Mars,
forget the
that
year.
would be
Just I like your
that'd be
I like
nice.
your mentality. That's awesome.
that'd be nice.
Go to Mars.
What
Sacrifice yourself for science.
does
I'd do that.
friendship mean to you? And also, I really like I like sacrificing for science, and that's awesome.
Handouts for the.
All right.
homeless. What?
What does friendship mean to you? I feel like we kind of already covered this one.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah,
value
we did.
most? So
Skip.
I hate to skip a question because it's against the rules, I suppose.
I
But
don't care.
really, we expand enough that we covered that. What roles do love and affection play in your life? Damn. Picking up.
I'm just looking at how long we've done this for.
This is 25 minutes. The other one was probably like 45 minutes.
All right,
I had to stop it and start
Quite.
it again because
It's
we
gonna
were.
be like 2 hours long.
that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, love and affection. What role do they play in your life? I can go first for this one. Like I said, I've really only loved one person outside of my family. That ended pretty bad. I feel like for most people involved. Most people being us two. I'm not happy about what happened there. I can't speak for her. I don't feel like she is happy either in general. As far as my family goes, I've always had a very loving family. I don't have a lot of issues with any particular family member. Yeah, I guess for this, since I know that there's a question later about specifically relationship with your mother, so we'll get into that. But I won't cover that. I've covered with my father. I have a very good relationship. I definitely love and affection. I will say with my younger sister, I have two younger sisters. My older of the two, she is a freshman in high school. She'll be a sophomore in it. No, she was a sophomore this year. God. The point is, she is much smarter than I am in a horrific freak of genetics way. She is significantly more intelligent than my entire family.
Damn. That says a lot, because you're a pretty smart guy.
Thanks, man. But the point is, she doesn't really respect me at all because she knows she's smart, and it's not her. It's not like she's not arrogant about it. It's just that she knows that like nothing I say about her life can be something she hasn't thought about. She has a lot. She's a very troubled child. She has a lot of issues. She struggles with depression. Like I said, it's a big part of my life. So nothing I can say to her will ever be something intelligent enough for her to like recognize. Like I can't give her advice. I can't talk to her about her problems or walk her through anything, my life experience, because everything I've done, she has thought of and done better. So it makes me upset, and I love her to pieces, and I really wish I could be that like mentor, big brother figure, but compared to her, I'm an idiot. So any big brother sage wisdom I have to share is pointless. So as much as I love her, and I know I hope she loves me, I know it's not the relationship I would like to have with her. I would like to be able to help her, and I can't, and that sucks.
That makes me sad.
It does me as well. Alex, I can take it away.
With me, I've had a love and affection in my family. I've noticed recently that it's not very similar to other people's families, where earlier in life we did bond more and we did do more stuff together, but it seems we don't really talk about our feelings as much anymore, or at all. So for me growing up, love and affection really didn't play a big role in my life. So I think that's probably like one of the reasons why it's really hard for me to, when you meet someone you really like, how to explain it to them. So usually when I meet a nice girl, it's really hard to get them to like me back. But yeah, the thing. So love, really haven't really seen in my life. I haven't really loved anybody, other than my family. I do love my family. There's some things I really still love about them, but in a relationship standpoint with anybody else, not really.
Why'd you flip me off?
I just wanted to be funny.
Damn asshole.
Affection, yeah, same thing.
Same thing. Evan.
I have a pretty close knit family.
Yeah.
Like my family is super close.
That's pretty much when I realized how like distant my family was.
Yeah. So I've known love and affection like my whole life. And I guess something I've noticed recently is that my family doesn't like talking about problems. They're just like, oh yeah, like you have to be happy all the time.
That's
around
one
us.
thing my family talks. We talked about our problems a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have. I mean, we deep down we all love each other and all that, but we just don't have a lot of those like happy little moments I see your family with. How they're always like everyone comes in the room, everyone's all happy, and like literally, anytime another person in my family comes in the house, someone's yelling at someone else.
But like, so because of that, I have trouble showing emotion to like my girlfriend, which kind of causes divide in the relationship because she explains her emotions very well, and I'm like, I don't know emotions, and I'm really good at hiding them. So, yeah. I don't know if that had anything to do, but affection known my whole life, pretty well.
This is an interesting one. We're to alternate sharing something we consider a positive characteristic of our partner, and we're supposed to share a total of 5 items.
I say we cut that down because we
don't have a lot of time, but I think we'll just go around.
Just kind of see what you like.
Let's go just positives real quick.
I'll start. Tim, you're a pretty nice guy, pretty open. Got a funny attitude, and you seem pretty creative.
So,
You have to do both of us.
Oh, both of you?
Yeah.
I don't like
it's
you,
not,
though.
we're doing a circle.
Evan's probably you're interesting because you have a different mindset than anyone else I've ever met. A little psychopathic, I realized, but definitely one of my better friends.
I guess we'll keep the clockwise. Evan,
Just a minute.
you remind me a lot of one of my friends from elementary school who I still talk to, in the way that you process and display emotion. You're very closed about that. And I have a weird little respect for how you are capable of internalizing that and keeping your shit together.
Until it harbors itself as a mental
Not
illness
that
later in
until
life.
later in life when you go on a mass spree, then a killing spree, I'll be like, oh, that was a mistake. But
I could just see Nate Colton putting on like lawn coats, like Evan's been on a spree. He just killed like 20 people. We're just like, we gotta go find him.
We gotta go find him, bring him back. I respect the way that you are able to internalize that and keep your shit together. You're a very funny individual. You're all funny. I already said that was what I value in friendships. So that's a given. I like to consider myself your friend. And
BFFs.
you're
a
you're a real funny
Temple.
guy, and you're very well put together, and everything you say has that twinge of sarcasm, and I like that you are able to deal with your own shit and not make it everyone else's problem. Alex, I kind of like the exact opposite about you, because you're very open. I really like the way you handle when people make jokes at your expense.
Yeah.
Your method of everyone. Part of being friends is you give each other shit. That's a very common theme. It's fun, but you take it in a way that is so weirdly real and yet lighthearted. Because you will say, because people will make a joke about at your expense, to mock you, and the way you take it is all in the fun of it. It's all in the fun and games. But you will say in a monotone voice that yeah, it makes me deeply insecure, or yeah, I hate myself about that. You just express exactly how I would expect someone to take that internally, and you phrase it in such a way that it seems like part of the fun. And I don't know how serious it is, and I don't necessarily want to.
See, growing up, I was bullied a lot growing up. Like in elementary school, I mean, kids could easily pick on me because I was easily taken advantage of. That's like a defense mechanism.
I think it's a great one. I think it's unique.
It makes it easier to explain how I feel.
You express how you feel in a way that doesn't dampen the mood. You don't stop the jokes and be like, oh, guys, this is too real. You just say how you feel about it, but you keep it fun. And it's a weird. I don't even know how to express it on this podcast appropriately. It's hard to describe.
But let me tell you, I'm not gonna buy a gun and kill myself.
Thank you for that.
That's not gonna happen.
Honestly, appreciate that.
It's part of the joke, guys.
I honestly appreciate that.
But
you handle humor in a very odd way, and I really appreciate the way you do it. I think it's really unique. It's probably my favorite thing about you. I think it's real funny. I enjoy it. And I'd like you to know that whenever I give you shit, none of it has ill intent. I think you're a wonderful guy, and I just want to say that.
Tim's just trying to be cool.
I'm what? All
Trying
right.
to be cool like Colton and Evan. It's like, well, they're insulting Alex, so I have to insult them too, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's my shtick. But yeah, Evan.
Okay.
Your turn. Mr. No Emotion. Tell us how you feel.
I'm pretty jealous of how smart you are, Tim.
Wow.
Cause you're
You're a fucking idiot.
yeah, you got a lot of factoids in your brain, man.
yeah, you're a pretty intelligent guy, despite what you think about yourself. Because there are things you say, I'm like, wow, I would have never thought of that. Like that's pretty crazy. You're pretty smart. And I'm pretty jealous of it, or envious, or both. Both. I'm both. And Alex, you're jealous of how charismatic you are. You just kind of do things. I'm like, nope, can't do that.
Yeah, him and Colton always say I'm the social butterfly.
Yeah.
I don't see that ever. When you get a group of complete social rejects, one of you has to be
one of you has to be a cut above the rest, and that's Alex.
a little bit.
Alex is pretty charismatic, though.
I try. I mean, same with growing up. I tried to push myself to be a little bit different. Like when I was younger, I never talked to people. You know, I was always like very low down, very quiet. That's kind of a dick too. Whenever I would talk, because I hated everybody.
Same.
I kind of try to play it out, be nice to people, and be more open.
Nice. All right. We kind of already hit on this, so we'll keep it brief. If we're answering questions that seem repetitive, how close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's?
Yep.
Well, Alex is in the bathroom, but he went pretty deep into his family stuff in the last few questions, so I'll just try to eat up that time, and then we'll go right to the next question. I'll say I don't think my childhood was much happier than other people's, but I do think my family is close. Warm is an odd description. I don't know if I would say warm. We're all pretty cold people in general when it comes to getting real, like talking about real emotion. Depression runs in my family a lot, so I think I'm at the moment at this point in my life. I think I'm the happiest member of my immediate family. I think I am currently the only person who is enjoying their life, which makes me sad. I can remember a time when my littlest sister was in that position, but I have taken that from her. She's fallen on some hard times, and it's weird. We are all close enough that I feel like we could talk about it. I've had some pretty deep conversations with my father and mother. Again, my sister is smarter than I am. My younger sister. We are close in that we can cheer each other up if we're down, but we do it through just mutual love and jokes. But we don't tackle the issue. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We just kind of, if I'm feeling down, she cheers me up. If she's feeling down, I cheer her up. But it's not by solving each other's problems. It's just by mutually being happy around each other. And the next one, again, similar vein. How's your relationship with your mother? Alex, joining us again.
Oh, it's quite something.
It's something.
Same with religion. I mentioned it.
Yep.
Fighting when I was younger. I think I might have led a kind of a divide between us. Or a lot of things she does I really hate. It might be out of spite, but she does a lot of things. She doesn't really. One of the biggest things in my family is my mom goes out and does a lot of things for people, which is really nice. Like, she goes out and helps people, but there are a lot of problems in the family that she doesn't really take care of, and that's kind of my status with my mom.
I have a pretty good relationship with my mom.
One question I want to ask you. I know because some people who have bad relationships with their real mom and better with their stepmoms, it's usually like you call your mom mom, like you don't call Marcy or mom ever.
Mm-mm. I don't know. There is a divide in my mind between mom and stepmom because they're not the same people.
It usually with you, I think it's because your mom's so long. It'd be really weird if you just called two people mom.
Yeah.
With a lot of kids, it's their moms usually. It's like really young when they meet when their stepmom comes in.
Well, no, because my stepmom came in when I was 4, so I was pretty young. But I don't know. In my brain, it's never been, I should call this person mom. It's always been, this person goes by their name. But yeah, there's definitely a different relationship there. I respect my mom more than my stepmom. Because I'm like, well, you didn't push me out. Why should you have any say in my life? So that's that.
My relationship with my mother's pretty good. I think out of my immediate family, she's probably the only person I've had the most issues with as far as like bickering or fighting, but it's out of a place of love. I feel like my mother she's a much more nervous person than I am, and I am a very relaxed. I think that inaction is sometimes what you should do to solve a problem. Kind of a Taoist mentality. But there are issues that come up where there are times I will say that's a thing that has to be done, but right now we just need to wait. And my mom can never accept that as an answer. If you are not actively working on something, it's not getting done. So just even in dumb little things, I will say, oh, well, I'll see how that works out tomorrow, or I'll see how they're feeling tomorrow. And my mom is like, you need to email this person now, you need to text this person now, you need to call this person now. So it's a very different mentality. So that's always our little bickering, is whether or not I need to be on shit and answering shit when I think I can just let it slide for a bit and see how it turns out. Mm-hmm. Other than that, really not a lot of conflict in my family. My immediate family's pretty close. We all are very reserved, so we don't get in each other's way a lot. There are days where I won't talk to anyone in my family. I will wake up, I'll leave my bed, and I will go outside and go to my car, and I will drive away,
Same.
go see people, come back home, and it is not the lack of hellos and goodbyes doesn't really upset anyone in my family. I feel like I think we're all in that place where we're just comfortable enough with each other's existences that we all coincide, we all love each other, but we don't get in each other's way very often. I think my mother's the only person that really does that. Is she'll occasionally try to nose in and get people to do stuff when they think that we should just wait. My sister's like that too with her. So we are going to. We're now in set 3, by the way. We're going to make 3 true we statements each. We're just going to do one each, rather than 3 each, because we don't have that much time.
Right.
For instance,
3 of us.
For instance, exactly. We are both in this room feeling ... That is the example they give. This is kind of an odd one. I don't really
Make
know
3
how.
we statements.
We're each going to make a we statement about.
We are both.
We're trying to empathize with the whole room.
I don't know. Open. I don't know what it's.
We're all being open.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I feel like we are all.
I think I would have. Just saying. I really would have loved to see Colton's responses to a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Colton would have had some cool responses to
I'm
these.
upset Colton's not here. I feel like we should do this.
We should do
No,
this again.
not in the same depth. I
Yeah,
think we
like
should take the highlights. And
Yeah,
we should
take the
definitely,
better questions because there are a lot of really.
They're
ones that I don't really
similar
care
and not interesting questions because it's trying to cover a broad range for different people.
Mhm.
I think we take the questions that are relevant. Or let Colton peruse the list and find good ones. Let's get his response because I really do want to hear these. But just for this, I will say we are all in this room. I've noticed that we've stopped being as making as many jokes, and we've moved on to kind of just sharing. I feel like we've broken past that necessary like fun of the situation.
Yeah.
And we've gotten to a point where now we're all just kind of in this together, and it's
See-
no longer. We no longer have to lighten the mood. We've all just accepted that the mood's going to be a little bit shit for the rest of this night.
I've had a lot of
Yeah.
these moments. Like I was, so I went. There's this party I went to a while back. It was one of the first like actual ones I went with, and it was fun. It was a great time. But everyone got really serious, and the kids. Everyone was had a few. Kids were crazy for a bit. We were having a fun time, but all of a sudden, everyone started leaving and hanging out in someone's car. And everything just got really serious. People stopped joking. People just got really deep and emotional. That's I've been in. It's really nice to be in those situations.
Do you have a we statement for us, Evan?
No.
It's a tough one, yeah. It's
It's
That
stupid.
one's kind of dumb.
Doesn't make any sense.
I think it's supposed to trigger. You're supposed to be
Yeah,
getting in each
Yeah,
other's
we
heads.
kind of made our own responses.
But-
I guess.
Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share blank. I'll take a stab at this one. This one's tough. One of the things I really miss about one of the relationships I had when I was younger is, and I've kind of started to find this with the girl I'm seeing now, and I'm really enjoying it, and I'm hoping she is as well. I really like sharing silence with people. I find that there's kind of this constant need to bullshit small talk, and I really don't like filling void in conversation with like comments about the weather or what you did this morning. Like if it's not relevant, if it's not something that's emotionally driving enough to be worth sharing, I think there are certain people, and this is different for different people. I'm one of the people that is comfortable sitting silently in a room with someone and just enjoying their company without having to spew words that don't have any intrinsic value.
Yeah.
No reason to.
I would, because I love those situations. Like when you first meet people, like you always want to. You think like you need to talk and need
Yep.
to impress them, but when you don't, and you can just sit there and just be silent, it's the best thing.
Just enjoy each other's silence. And I've been kind of finding that recently. I've been really enjoying it. Because it is just something that I feel like is worthwhile. I think that's a Pulp Fiction quote at some point.
It is.
But
There was a Pulp
it was
Fiction quote in there.
Mia Wallace says that at some point. But I agree with that sentiment. I think it's a good thing to be able to just
Just shut the fuck up every once in a while.
boom. There's the quote. Perfect. Thank you, Adam.
You're welcome.
Anything you want to add to that one?
No, not really.
All right.
These two, 27, 28. Do we need to talk about those? Because those sound like the.
Tell your part of things you like about them. Be very honest, saying things you might not say to someone you've just met. We've all not just met. We've kind of been sharing stuff we like about each other pretty honestly. An embarrassing moment. That we'll we'll do embarrassing. That's a relevant one.
Yeah.
Are we doing the embarrassing one now?
We'll do
I'll do it.
embarrassing.
Young, embarrassing moment. Young when I was in elementary, about probably like 4th grade, in the gym, doing like sit-ups, tore my pants. Like, that was that's the worst. And also, I was getting into Evan's truck, Evan's big lifted Ford Explorer. I had my work pants on. Those were really worn in the crotch. I lift one leg up to get in, ruined them.
And
It
then
was the middle of the day.
we had just driven back from lunch,
Yeah.
and Alex just sits there in the car. He's like, "No, I'm not leaving." I was like,
Evan's
"Alex,
like, get out of my car. Like, get out right now. I was like, no. Like,
And
get
then-
out. I was like, no.
And then he starts calling me in class because he set off the alarm because he got out while it was still locked.
Because it was getting hot. It was a hot day.
So I look at my phone, and it's like 10 missed calls and a voicemail. I listen to it, and it's like, "Evan, you need to come turn off your car alarm." I accidentally set it off. And then another voicemail that was like, "It went off by itself, don't worry about it."
Because I was just sitting out there leaning against the truck. I got walked past, like, so, I was just pants ripped. Luckily it went off.
Oh god, that was so funny.
That's the worst. That's the worst, like sitting there for like 15 minutes. That was like half an hour. I missed class because of that. I sat out there, I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not going
He
inside.
skipped class because he ripped his pants.
That's
I was
I respect that.
I'm not
I
gonna,
understand
like, I had to go work later that day. I was so pissed because it was my only good pair of pants for work. I was so mad.
it. Let's see, embarrassing moment.
Forgot about that till I started talking about the first story.
I don't have a lot of memories that I consider particularly embarrassing because I've kind of, almost through pretending I was more secure in who I was, I've kind of become that. Does that make sense? Like, I used to be real insecure, and I kind of stopped because I was like, fuck it, I don't care.
I need that to wake up.
Why don't you use it? I'm sorry.
Because that will wake me up, and
I got
my phone
distracted.
will not.
Because he brings his own alarm
There's
clock.
an alarm clock in Evan. He's staying the night. He has his own alarm clock. It's analog. It looks like it's a real.
Why don't you use your phone?
Phone won't wake me up. I always turn off my phone. If I put that right here, I will have to get up, walk over to it.
Either I will get up
Turn
and
it
hit
off.
you, or you will get up and get it.
Yeah, so either way, I'm going to be woken up because of that alarm clock.
It's like, Dick.
Makes sense.
Don't shoot me in the dick.
I was gonna say. Oh, I got a quick anecdote about shit that happened in my life. This is relatively recent. I think it was junior year. I went to a Dakota Ridge football game with some
Ooh.
lovely lasses. Yeah, I wasn't a fan, but I got dragged more or less by my friends. Then, after the game, I was feeling pretty queasy, so I said some quick goodbyes. Got in the car. I was like, I gotta get home. 30 minutes away from home. It took forever. Or 20 something. Driving, realized I was having a crisis. Pulled into a gas station, and in a gas station bathroom stall, I think I secreted, with the exception of semen and pus, every bodily fluid that people have.
Oh, it sucks.
I was pissing, vomiting, shitting. My nose started bleeding. I was sweating profusely. I just, like, everything, every organ broke. And it was a fucking floodgate. And I ruined that stall, and I didn't tell anyone because I couldn't bring myself to go to the gas station
like,
guy and be like,
sir,
there
someone needs
is
to
a
clean this shit
fucking.
up.
I went home. I literally just I shoved a bunch of toilet paper in my pants. I didn't even bother. And I went home and I took a shower. And it was one of the worst experiences of my life. There were a few moments in that stall that I just wanted death. I prayed.
I've had those
for
moments
death.
where, like, throwing up, or like,
Oh, damn.
if you ever had
It was
like the
real
moment
bad.
where you're just standing somewhere, you cough, and you realize, where's the nearest bathroom?
Yep.
Those
Yep.
are the worst moments of your life, because either you're about to ruin a pair of pants, or you're about to sit on the toilet for half an hour.
Yeah. I remember. I'm usually really good at throwing up and just getting over it. Like, I throw up and then I'm not sick anymore. I remember I was on a trip to
Oh my
Spain. The amount of Panda Express that was regurgitated in the bathroom
I
of
got
that airport.
food poisoning, I think,
Oh,
from
God,
3
yeah.
margaritas.
Yeah.
Trace margaritas.
Ugh.
Because I was throwing up. I threw up constantly all day long. It was the worst day of my life. It was awful. like hands down, because that I felt so bad. I felt like my insides were getting like
Oh, yeah.
thrown out of me.
Why was that embarrassing for you, Tim?
It wasn't really. I think it was the walk out of the bathroom to back to my car.
Realizing your pants are
because
brown in the back.
everyone was and like no one was looking at me. Like no one actually gave a shit 'cause no one knew what happened. But like I felt like everyone knew because I was making some horrendous noises in that bathroom. And the fact that I had to just walk through the store and I didn't purchase anything. Normally when I use a bathroom in a place, I purchase something small just because I feel bad for like. No, you don't do that? I'll buy a pack of gum. I'll buy something just so I can be like, sorry, use the facilities. Obviously, it's not a public service you provide, so I'll purchase something. I didn't talk to. I kept my head down. I walked right out, and I think it was just the look that I think I got from that guy. I don't think I did. I don't think he gave a shit. He did later when he had to clean it up, but
you did have to clean it up.
No, he did. I assume.
Oh, it's like, fuck.
No,
That's
but I assume that guy. You know, I assumed that he knew what happened, and he was like, "That kid just fucking ruined himself in my bathroom."
You probably called someone like, "I'm not dealing with this shit today."
Yeah, called in the hazmat team.
Because
I'm so lucky.
Destroyed that place.
Working when I working in a place that has people to clean the toilets.
Yes.
Because the mess that people make in the bathroom is disgusting.
I work with kids.
Horrifying.
And I've been on mop duty before, having to clean up.
That's gross.
Kids' poop's not that bad.
Piss and everything. It's the worst.
That's gross.
Evan, would you like to take us away with an embarrassing memory or embarrassing moment?
The most recent embarrassing moment that sticks out in my brain was during the advanced foods class final, where you had to cater the art event.
Ooh.
So, it was all going pretty good. I was talking to my current girlfriend, who we were not dating then. That was, kind of where we hit it off. And we were cleaning up. We had, the Gatorade big things that you would see at a football game that they fill up with water so they can fill up their water bottles and stuff. Had one of those full of lemonade. I carried it, and all of a sudden the latch broke on it. And a bunch of lemonade starts spilling out. And it's lined up directly with my crotch.
Nice.
And the teacher goes, "Hey, Evan, you're peeing." And then I look down, bunch of water around me, get super embarrassed. And then she goes, "Look at Evan, he's super embarrassed about it." Which increased the amount of embarrassment.
What's
tenfold.
Who did that? The teacher said all that?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And it was right in front of the girl I was really trying to impress.
Yep.
And I was like, this is the worst day of my life right now.
It all worked out, though.
It did all work out.
That.
She makes fun of me.
That's awful.
When did you last cry in front of another person? And when did you last cry by yourself?
I cry all the time. I cried by myself 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I was watching a TV show. It got to me. I was also I stayed up all night. I was I hadn't had any sleep. Sat on my bed for at least a good hour, just thinking about the deepest shit. I don't know why.
And you broke down and cried.
Yeah, it's sitting there crying
sleep.
Damn, this is deep.
Because crying is exhausting.
In front of people though, that same party, because we were all very drunk, crying in front of them.
Nice.
That was fun. Definitely an awful experience, though. Hindsight.
Last time I cried in front of a person was actually a very close friend of mine and a teacher at Dakota Ridge. It was after the aforementioned most terrible memory. It was after I got news that she was in the hospital. It was after school, and I was with my friend, and broke down in front of her. She dragged me to the room of her favorite teacher to kind of console me, and I cried. They didn't cry. I cried for a bit. Then... This is not...
Was it a female English teacher?
Spanish teacher, female.
Oh, okay.
I
thought we were talking about someone else. No. Someone who has a particular diction towards cats.
I don't know who you're referencing, but it's not important.
I think she'd be pretty helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she'd be it's good, she's definitely...
She cried in front of me once, and I didn't know how to react.
Yeah,
I was like, and she pulled herself together because she realized Oh, he doesn't
Doesn't
know what to
how-
do right now because he hasn't been with a girl in 3 years.
Beautiful.
I've got a weird cry story that I'll share real quick. By myself, I don't actually cry a lot by myself. It's kind of a weird little cry for help in my world. I don't cry a lot. I'm not gonna say that's because I'm like manly. I'm a miserable fuck. But for some reason, that's not how I process it. I was once real sleep deprived. A lot of shit was going on regarding people in my life being in a bad spot, and I was having a really bad day. And for some reason, my friends dragged me out to this fucking awful. We went to the Alamo to see Planes 2, the shittiest, worst movie I've ever. It was awful. And I was paying no attention to the movie.
Planes 2 is okay.
Shut up. I was paying no attention to the movie because it was so terrible. I didn't care. It was about planes. It was dumb. It was bad.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
It's a kid's movie.
So I started just internalizing. I was thinking a lot about what was happening at the moment, about how some of my friends were in real dire straits, and I got really choked up. I was with a girl who thought I was getting choked up at one of the emotional scenes in Planes 2. And that'll go back to the embarrassing as well. She legitimately thought that, like, Planes 2 was fucking getting me, and that I was such a fucking pussy that, like, when the one plane was a bit sad, I was like, oh my god, that anthropomorphic plane.
Oh my god, that movie's so racist, though, I have to say. Because of that helicopter
Yeah, I don't remember.
that was
anything
dressed
about
up
that
like an
movie.
Indian.
Oh, that's right. I don't
That
remember anything
Apache
about that movie.
helicopter that had an Indian accent.
That's
I told
really
Colton
funny.
about that. I was like, this movie is super fucking racist.
Oh yeah, we need Colton here for the ethnic diversity. But yeah. So that was I didn't full fledged cry, but I had to stifle tears in the middle of a Planes 2 showing.
Oh.
That was both embarrassing, hard to explain,
Alright.
and crying in front of someone else. That was bad.
You know, Click, the movie? I was really young when I saw that. Cried at the end.
Yeah. Nice.
That movie was fucking sad. I don't know why. I watched it again. The ending where he aged in a minute, and everyone in front of him, his family, he's dying in front of them. He's chasing them down the street, the rain's coming down, he's like, oh, wait, come back. That's sad. I cried. I was also like 7.
Reading of Mice and Men freshman year in study hall. I had to stop reading because I was getting real emotional.
Why?
Of Mice and Men?
Yeah,
The ending.
Do you know
it
what
wasn't that sad.
Well, it was kind
Although-
of it's kind of deep. I don't think I cried about it,
I don't really care much for humans. I don't care when
but
they
it
die.
was like a majestic creature. who
I'm
loved
like-
rabbits.
It was about
Like Old Yeller, dog dies. I'm like,
dog. I would say
Dog's
animal
death.
deaths have never bothered me. It was just that it was the situation that
Take care of dogs.
George was put in at the end of Mice and Men, having to make that choice regarding his friend. That was what got it. It wasn't that he died. It was just the manner in which George had to process that.
My dog got
That
his
hit home for me.
eyeball removed.
Yeah.
Super. My Michael, my brother, he's super like he was really sad about it. Me, I was like, well, it sucks, buddy. It's okay. He still looks really happy all the time, so I'm not that sad for him.
good old dust rag.
Evan, do you have a cry story?
When did I cry by myself last?
Into the arms of Colton.
That wasn't by myself.
Thank you.
I haven't cried to myself in a long time. Like months. Maybe even years. I mean, unless it's laughter crying.
That I will do occasionally. That's good.
Yeah, I
That
do
was,
that all the
that
time.
was
I don't think that's
last
what-
night.
I don't think that's what the question is going for.
Last
but-
night I cried
When?
from watching a video. I was watching a JonTron video.
That's wow.
Goddamn, started dying.
All right.
Wasn't proud of myself
cry
for
randomly.
crying for
Damn.
from JonTron.
I'll watch something and randomly I'll be really sad by it or something. It'll like hit me in some way. Like watch the most random shit.
Have you ever seen the animated short Kiwi?
No.
We're gonna watch that after this. Not necessarily on the podcast, but that's a really good. That got me when I first saw it. I was a freshman then. That was real rough.
And
All right.
then, oh whoa!
He's got more crying. Good.
And then last time I cried with somebody was like 2 weeks ago with my girlfriend. because we were in like an argument kind of thing, but
Yeah.
it's not an argument. It's just I don't know what the name for it would be, but I call it an argument.
All right. I
Right.
recently shared some really dark stuff in my past with the person I'm currently seeing, and I was very proud of myself that I didn't cry. I thought I expressed it well enough that it was. I was enunciated clearly enough that she understood what I was saying, and I didn't have to stifle.
Yeah,
tears
it's really hard when you get like really emotional.
to express. how
Yeah,
I
like
actually feel.
I've been at work and been really upset because people, like someone right starting, someone complained on me. It upset me so much. Like it was really hard not to be like really upset by it. And there's a lot of moments like that.
All right, we good?
Yeah.
Tell your partner something that you already like about them. We have done that. We're
I
gonna skip
thought we
that.
did that.
I think they're trying to. This is designed for strangers. What if anything is too serious to be joked about?
I think I don't really care about like something being too serious, but I've definitely got really mad at certain jokes for some reason. Like earlier on, knowing Evan, he made a lot of jokes about killing himself. Someone called
Someone did the safe to tell line on me because I joked about killing myself.
but
a lot.
I get sometime right closer to then, a close friend of the family died, and it was just very, well, he committed suicide, and it was very, I don't know. Sometimes it's touchy, but usually I don't care about it, and I don't doesn't usually bother me.
I've never been offended by anybody's joke. Because being offended by comedy is dumb.
I'm gonna piggyback off that a little bit. There are jokes that have offended me, but I do not believe there's anything too serious to be joked about. I think that regardless of how I feel about it, it's all fair game. That's my stance. So even though there's some jokes that hit a little home for me, a coworker of mine made an emo cutting joke the other day. That obviously brought up some dark shit for me. But I didn't confront him about it. I wasn't like, you can't joke about that. Because that's so not my place. And honestly, I just had to deal with it. Because I didn't like throw a shit fit or like get sad or anything. I was just like, shrug it off. Because I think that comedy is one of those things that you have to be total freedom about. I think it's one of the few absolutes in my life is that we should not be able to censor that. I think jokes and comedy are just too central to how people process grief, how they process good things in life. It's too much for any one person or group of people to say, you can't joke about that. It's all fair game.
Yeah, I get pretty annoyed when like someone will joke about like 9/11, and they're like early on, like early after 9/11.
Right.
And somebody would be like, you can't joke about that. Because that could be how they're processing how that
Yep.
hurt them.
Yeah. I mean, didn't you? You made a joke for a very recent tragedy.
I did. It was real
But
funny.
for my stance on people's feelings, I am actively subscribed to someone on Twitter who every time there's a tragic event in America makes a joke about it the day it happens.
Is it Jesselnick?
Yeah,
Anthony
it is.
Jeselnik?
Anthony Jeselnik. The day
yeah.
a tragedy happens,
He makes
he's
jokes.
the one making the jokes, and I have to go. And I was like, oh, what did he say about this one?
Yes,
it's
and
awful.
I think
but
that's
it's
the
great.
thing. It's how people should process things.
The
Yeah.
joke Alex is talking about. We were playing Left 4 Dead,
Mm-hmm.
the first one,
Yes.
because it's the best.
Right.
And I got the shotgun, and there was a horde that was attacking Zoe, because CPU, and I went over and just rapid fired the shotgun into the crowd, and I was like, man, he should have brought this to the club.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Colton and Alex were like, oh my god.
good lord. And that's what I'm talking about. I by default have to say you have that right to make that joke. Also,
So
you're a
funny.
twisted motherfucker.
It made me laugh so hard.
If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you regret not having told someone, and why have you not told that person yet?
I don't really know, because I mean, you think your family, like, oh, I would like to tell my family that I love them, but I mean, I've done it enough. I think
They don't need to hear that shit anymore.
I wouldn't regret not saying it to them. Like Evan, like knowing Evan's family, you guys say it all the time.
Yeah. We say it pretty much every time you leave.
I usually
It's
only
a
say it when I'm
love you.
like feeling really emotional and be like, oh, well, I should say it now I'm thinking about it. But I wouldn't regret it. But other than that, there's no one I really would like. Person I know now that I would say something to. Maybe if I had a better relationship with someone, like if I really love someone, maybe.
There's a lovely lass who I have quite a fancy for, but I'm seeing someone at the moment, so it's inappropriate with me to say that to the other girl. And I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm not, but what I would like, if I was never to say anything ever again, I would like that one lass who I'm not seeing, but have a little thing for. I'd like her to know, just because I think it would make her happy.
Thumbs up.
Thank
Thumbs
you.
up from Evan.
Um.
Whoa, why you keep skipping me, you dick?
Oh, that's right. Yes, you don't need to talk. Whatever. No, sure. Let's let Evan share one. That's fine.
Both Irish.
This one's probably gonna be super cheesy,
Oh, here we go.
but it's I would regret not telling my friends how much they meant to me
Oh,
in my lifetime.
oh. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. I changed my answer.
I'll give you a thumbs. I'll give you a thumbs up.
I definitely, I wouldn't mention to friends how I feel about them, but I assume a lot of them probably know. Hopefully.
They can go fuck
They can
themselves.
you know, like, I'm gonna die and, like, you guys know how I feel. Go fuck yourselves.
Yep.
Keep it on a funny note.
All right. We ready? Sorry.
I'm never ready
Yeah.
for anything.
Your house containing everything you own catches fire. You have saved your loved ones and your pets, and you have time to safely make one final dash to save any one item. What would
Computer.
it be and why?
Computer.
And why? Has all
Cause
your stuff.
yeah, I have everything on my computer. There's
Evan has a lot more, like, don't you have a lot of, like, programming stuff? Like,
yeah, I have a lot of like pretty much everything I have done in the past year is on this laptop.
I have a good amount of my stuff is, like, stored online, like, photos and stuff. Other than that, I don't really have a lot of, like, personal items.
And there's
Like something I'd be so, like, saddened by losing.
there's nothing else I'd feel more distraught about than losing my computer with all of my valuable items on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't like clouds.
All of my stuff is in the cloud, so I would
Yeah.
let my electronics die.
Maybe that painting.
I do not. For what I'm going to describe, I'm going to sound like I
It's my
ascribe a lot of significance to items. I don't. In general, if you gave me something from a faraway land, if you said this is an imported whatever, it's very dear and near to me, here you go, and I broke it, and there was a gift, I wouldn't be like, oh, this earphone. I'd hop on eBay and say, if they imported it once, you can do it again. It doesn't mean a lot to me. Gifts that are not handcrafted to me don't have any intrinsic value, but
That's good to know.
there is a
That is good to know.
brass ring from a Rhode Island carousel, and it was a weird thing. You go around the carousel and you grab a ring off of a little thing, and you throw it into the mouth of a weird clown, a big
It.
canvas clown mouth. And if you throw the ring in the hole, you get satisfaction. There's no actual points. And all the rings are these shitty iron, brown, rusty things, and they have brass ones, which are like if you trade it in, you get a free ticket to the carousel again because it's like $3 to ride. I remember
That's a rip.
my grandmother grabbed a brass ring and pocketed it because it was not worth the $3 for another ride. We wanted to keep the brass ring because it is a neat souvenir, and she
Brass
gave it
is
to
pretty
me.
valuable.
That wasn't why I wanted to save
Just
it.
start.
She gave it to
Grandma
me,
started smuggling ring
and
for
it's
brass
on.
rings.
I have it actually here. It's on my keys. I don't have really a keychain.
I'm just saying that brass you got is probably already worth more than
I think it's
$3.
real brass, but this ring right here on top, I really like it. I keep it with me pretty much all the time. It's
Pretty heavy.
special to me. It reminds me of her. I like it a lot. So, I think if I had to save something, I have a spare key for my car, so I'm not going for the keys. I'm going for that ring.
Just the ring.
Just the ring. I would
You take it
I would
off the
take the
keys.
time to take it off the key and let the key burn. Because I don't normally subscribe significance to items. This particular one, I really do.
I'm gonna say if I said one item, it'd be that specific guitar.
Which one? The broken one or the one next to it?
The one, they're both kind of broken.
The one missing a string instead of missing the entire upper neck.
That one I've had since I was like 7. I've had that for pretty much my entire life. And I was given to it very young age, and I really just love it. And that's the only reason why I like playing it, is because they gave it to me.
For that one, I would like to say all the art people have given me, because I cherish art.
Yep.
Art is a cool thing for me, but I have a lot of it, and I can't pick out one.
That's fair.
Think about it.
It's all saved on your
Laptop.
computer.
Think about art. Comic-Con tomorrow. I want to buy a bunch of stuff for this room. I think it'd be nice.
Neat.
Yeah.
Big
Alright.
old
Let you guys be.
graffitied penis
I respect.
poster, like from Chappie.
Alright.
A lot of graffiti penises in that movie. Gonna say that now. Have you seen it?
Chappie, I've not.
It's pretty good.
I've heard
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Except for D. Antwoord. They were not good. They kind of ruined it.
I didn't like Wolverine in that. He was awful.
Yeah, also there's like a lot of misplaced characters where it's like you didn't need a villain, but you made one anyway.
They made the villains a very like important part of the movie, and it seemed kind of out of place.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the rest of our Chappie review. In the meantime,
I know, but I just
we got 2 questions
I've been
left.
feeling-
We're
it's
so
a deep,
close.
It's a deep movie, man. It's
It is
deep.
a deep
I've heard
movie.
it's very good. This is a heavy hitter, actually. This one. Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find the most disturbing, and why?
I have no idea.
I would say probably. I was that's one of the reasons why I was crying the other day, because I was thinking about that. I was thinking how deep that would be. Like if someone was just gone in your life, and what would you say like when they were gone? Like you were sitting there, like giving a eulogy. What would you say? I mean, my parents, yeah, my losing my parents, like that's something that happens. But I think if I lost like my older brother, really like that'd probably hurt me the most.
I'm also going to go with older brother.
I'm gonna go with my youngest sister, because everyone in my family spends a lot of time in a really bad place. This is gonna sound morbid as hell, but if I came home one day and heard that a member of my family had killed themselves, which is probably how we're all gonna go by the end of this, it would not be happy, but it would not surprise me. If I had heard like that my younger sister, the older of the two, had a tragic accident that way, it would devastate me, but in a way that I would say, yeah, that was unfortunately inevitable. My youngest sister is not quite there. I don't know if she's going to grow into that when she gets older. I hope she doesn't. To God, I hope she doesn't. But at the moment, she's too young to be depressed. She's had rough times dealing with my older sister's depression, like the rest of us have. But if anyone in my family died, it would be almost expected, except for my youngest sister. My youngest sister needs a couple more years before I can safely say I could expect that.
With my little brother, I've been trying to kind of protect him a little bit too, you know? I mean, he's very intelligent, but he does a lot of things, and I think people pick on him a bit too much because of a lot of his weaknesses. But yeah, I think he
doesn't like seasoned meat.
Yeah.
His brother.
There's a lot of small things that drive me a little bit nuts, but I try to, I mean...
It's a weird one.
I always try to... There's a lot of weird stuff, but I always try to kind of push him to, like, do different stuff, kind of be a little bit open so he doesn't end up with, like, such a sad later life.
Alright. Last one. Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it. Also, ask your partner to reflect back on how you seem to be feeling about the problem you've chosen. Okay, so we have to share a problem, open the floor to advice, and then after we receive the advice, you have to tell us how you think we're feeling about this.
So, bring a problem.
I'll launch this.
And then everybody's like, oh, here's how I deal with it. And then from those options, You choose how
no.
you deal.
So you share how you would deal with it, or what you think is. And if you don't have any advice, that's cool.
Yeah, we can just kind of go back and forth. Share
Yeah,
it all.
exactly. And
That's
then
really
and
nice.
then we also have to make sure we note. I think the important part is the highlight. And this is the final question, by the way. So this will be our finale. I think what's important to note is recognizing how we appear to be, how everyone appears to be feeling about the problem they've shared. So you
Like
share a
why,
problem.
kind of why they pick that.
Why
problem.
they pick that problem. Walk us through how you're perceiving how we're sharing. So I can start again.
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not to be a broken record, but the biggest problem I've ever had in my life, really the only thing that keeps me up at night ever really fucks with me, is the sense of powerlessness I feel when I realize that I'm not equipped, and I don't think anyone is for a lot of people, I'm not equipped to help people cope with depression. When I was young being sophomore year, when I was a little bit more naive, I was a kind of happy-go-lucky guy, and I used to think that, like, when people were feeling down, I could just be like, oh, you know what cheers me up? Let's get ice cream or some bullshit. And I realized, through some very horrible, horrible years, that legitimately depressed people, I don't know if I would classify myself as legitimately depressed, but legitimately depressed people with, like, clinical depression, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no happy thing or happy-go-lucky advice I can share. Their life is going to be miserable all the time, and there's nothing I can do to stop that. And that sense of, like, I really care about you, and I am happy right now, and all I want is you to be happy as well, and I can't make that happen. That sucks. So I think that's my worst. I think that's the worst thing in my life.
I can kind of relate with that. I mean, I've known a lot of people who like hurt themselves and do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's so many people who are like they like call it like, oh, my life's so bad, like this is awful. There's even this girl a while back who had a boyfriend, a really nice boyfriend apparently, but everything she did, the boyfriend hated. And I tried like, you could do this or do that, but she never was interested in an answer. She always just wanted to be sad.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to push someone out of like those deep corners of being in pain and wanting to hurt themselves.
And it's one of those things where I don't know if you can push them out. I mean, it's
Yeah.
one of those things where, like, no one wants to be sad. It's just a fact of their biology. It's how their brain works.
They like how things are going, and they like stuff a certain way, and they're trying to keep it that certain way, but by doing so, they're becoming more and more sad.
So, advice on how I would deal with this situation.
Like someone confronted you, or you know someone personal, say like a close family member or your girlfriend was depressed and had a lot of emotional, like was constantly like that all the time, and you really every time you try to help her, try to get her to be happy, nothing ever worked. Like a lot of times I've had to push myself away from those like kind of people because I just couldn't deal with it, because then it was just making me hate talking to them every time I talk to them.
Absolutely, been there. I think for me the problem is stopped being dealing with the fact that they're depressed and dealing with the fact that how do I internalize the fact that I have to just deal with it. You know, like I guess that's where the crux of it is. Do I push those people out of my life like I kind of have for some people in my life, or do I try to just accept it and just cherish the time I have with those people and, you know, really enjoy when they smile but understand when they don't? And I think that's what sucks. It's just it's not that I know that I can't fix it. It's just that I hate knowing that. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I get that I can't fix it, and I hate that.
So, if somebody came up to me and said, hey, I need help with this because I'm feeling down. Or no, hey, I'm feeling down right now. How would I respond to that? Is that the question?
Well, it's kind of, I mean, if someone's sad, like, how would you deal with someone who's constantly, like, being negative and sad in your life?
I guess for me, it's, do I have to not associate myself with those people, which I have done. I've severed ties with people because of that, and that, I hate that about myself.
You feel really bad about it, but it does, if you're completely getting driven like crazy by it, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Because if there's no way out, you can't just let them drive you in the same pit that they're in. But if you can help them in a way and you can stay tough and not be like completely distraught by it, I say go for it.
So like, I would accept it. First off, just like, yep, this is gonna happen no matter what I try to do. But then, I also try to help them the way I know how to help, like the way that helps me, which is rationalize it, think about how you can fix this problem, and then try to fix it. And try to make them want to make themselves happier.
I'm gonna turn that back on.
It's very hot in here. Alright. Who else would like to share a problem? I think that was just me.
Problem in my life would probably be, I mean, a lot of stuff I don't really see as problems other than trying to get a date. And it's as simple as that. I mean,
Better at guitar.
I haven't. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit in a field and strum for 30 minutes and watch them all just
Be
come
that
sliding
college douche that plays it on the
Oh yeah.
main.
Every guy has their own. Every guy and gal. I don't just say guys. Everyone has their own technique.
in. I mean, I just.
It's you gotta. The way I would say, this is gonna sound fucked up. You gotta start approaching those kind of situations like a sociopath. I think that's the crux of it. Because
How
if
so?
you, you just gotta understand that sometimes legitimate human connection requires a little bit of a manipulative push, and you gotta beef yourself up superficially because you know,
Yeah,
as
a lot of
wonderful
the
as you are,
times-
once you get to know you, no one wants to get to know you until you can offer something.
Yeah.
You have to have a traits that you have.
I try to when I come in and I meet someone, I try to show the best qualities of me before I show anything bad.
Try to show the
Obviously.
good before the bad.
Because
Obviously,
no
yeah.
one wants to be with someone who's like talking about their problems all the time, but everyone's gonna deal with that kind of person because we all have problems.
When I date people, I usually befriend them first.
Play
Yeah.
a long con.
Yeah,
think
because I like
that's
seeing their whole personality before I jump into something.
that's what I've seen. I mean, a lot of people I know just get right into
Yeah.
Casual
like-
dating is
casual dating.
Oh,
Is I
so much
can't
better.
no.
Nope.
Like
Better. It's
like
better.
things like Tinder, they're the stupidest things in the entire world because it's complete
Tim
insanity.
is the odd man out here.
I have it. I use it just for that lucky chance because if somehow you magically find someone, I mean,
I would say for you, don't look for a soulmate. Just look for a fuck buddy, because you're at a point in your life where it's not gonna matter.
Tim, I don't care about fuck. I don't care about getting laid. I don't give a shit.
You want to find a legitimate emotional human connection.
Yeah, because
At
I'm
18.
I'm 19. Get it right.
You're 19. I'm sorry.
And-
Where are you staying in Colorado for college?
Yes.
Yeah,
That
probably.
explains it then. I'm going out of state, so I know that any legitimate relationship, it's gonna have a hell of a storm to weather. So I think at this point, I'm just looking for fun.
That's why
Well, that's how much work you'd want to put into it.
Right.
Because if you want to make things last, you're willing to bear through the storm.
Yeah. That's the question: is how willing.
I think relationships that start right before college, usually don't last. I mean, during college is probably the best time to start something, because they're most likely going to be going somewhere where you want to go. I mean, if they're in the same classes.
Oh, I had something. I got more advice. I got more.
I don't think I just don't know enough people, because there are girls that I find interest in and girls that I like, but I just don't feel like I want to, like, they're really nice, they're really cool, but I just don't think we have the same connections.
I got one last piece of advice, and this is the home run.
Better be.
You gotta shave your neck.
I know.
Just shave the neck
Just
beard.
the neck. Just the neck beard.
Do you know how fast this grows in? I shave this a lot.
Shave every day.
Shave the neck beard all day long.
I got
I'm
16.
babyface right now, but you know how scruffy I was. Never neck. Always
I know.
scruff above the chin line.
I think
your
beards
baby face
just
half.
right here,
Yeah, I usually
just down to here, like
I try to
right
cut
above
it off.
the Adam's apple.
That's too much for
That's
me.
okay.
I
try to cut it off
complete-
like
This is clean down
I
here.
try
Below
to
the
cut it
chin
off
line,
like
clean.
I don't like yours is kind of low, like it goes right here. I kind of leave it a little bit lower.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
where I
know.
leave it too.
I don't like it like above, right above. It goes a little like really far. I kind of like it a little like right there.
I don't know. I'm kind of for the mountain man beard.
And my beard's kind of low too. Like I don't get a lot like really high
it
up.
is. Just
So I
shave
lo-
in general then.
I like a little bit of hair,
Cut
man.
it all off.
No, the weirdest thing, don't do just stash. It's so fucking.
No, it looks bad.
You have to really grow it in for it to look good.
You have to not be 19.
Yeah.
You need to be a fully
Handlebar
fledged
mustache
adult.
is
You don't get a handlebar at 19.
That'd be so cool.
You look like a fucking
If you
pedophile.
were
You do if
16
you're
and you had a
Mexican.
The
handlebar.
lovely little pencil stash.
if you're Mexican, you grow in a full mustache by the time you're 19.
My friend Kobe is very,
It's kind of weird.
very meaty beard. I love it. Shaved
Last
recently,
year's
made me cry.
last year's seniors felt like they were a lot older than we were. No,
I
actually,
disagree.
2 years ago, they
What?
felt like I saw a lot of kids who looked like they were 30 going into like senior year of
They
high
were
school.
the grease kids.
Yeah, because they had like huge beards and there's a lot of like mostly you've seen some of the freshmen at Evan's school now. They're a little tiny like midgets. It's weird.
One of my deepest regrets in my life is I realized that if I hadn't shaved every time I shaved, all of the like accumulated lengths of hair would be together, right?
Right.
I'd have a real long beard right
That's
now.
what you think, but it never like you wait and it always just stays here.
Yeah, it's
When you're
true.
young, it never goes
I'm not
longer
a
for some
hair,
reason.
I'm not a hair growth expert. Anyway,
It
Evan,
never gets longer.
you have an issue, you have a problem in your life? Yeah,
No.
sure.
I have no problems.
Things are going good?
I'm gonna go shave right
Things
now.
are pretty good right
Bullshit. Yeah, you go shave. Get on it.
I
We're
bought,
solving problems here. I did it.
Yeah.
I think I win.
I gotta go.
I win the
Do you
podcast.
question. Do you manscape?
Wow, that got personal. Yeah, I do actually.
Good.
Down.
Sometimes.
I do.
Sometimes.
Not that.
now. Not
I
the
never.
belly region though.
I never touch the happy trail. That
Yeah, 'cause
is
you love it.
90% of the charm.
Same.
I legitimately think
Same.
the only reason I'm seeing the I'm seeing now is because we went to Costa Rica on a school trip together, and every other boy was like 16, smooth, like baby smooth. Didn't
Tim,
shave. They were just
If you
babies.
had serious abs, doesn't matter.
No, they look like solar panels. They were so pasty white. Their skin was like albino translucent. I am not that. I'm
That's
pretty.
me.
I'm a little bit tan,
I
but I'm hairy. I think that was the only thing that sold it. Because when you shove a bunch of fucking teens on a beach half naked, shit's gonna happen. Best case scenario for me was.
wait.
hair.
So you met a girl there,
Yes.
and you're still dating?
Yeah, we came back. Well, we didn't meet in Costa Rica. Like
Summer 11
we
happened
came.
so fast.
Oh my god. We went on the trip together. And we
Oh,
came
was it
back.
like a school trip?
Yes, that's the second.
Okay.
School trip. So we're from the same school. We went there. We came back. We were still. I don't know if dating is a stretch. We're still seeing each other, and getting handsy. So it's good.
Good for you.
But I think
It's-
the pure charm I had, because I don't have a lot going for
The
me.
hair charm.
It was the hair. It was the hairy chest. I look like a fucking satyr from the neck down. I look like a Greek mythology character. Look at
pretty
I-
much from the waist up, sacred.
I am Chewbacca.
Don't
Oh
shave.
my god.
That
the-
is sacred
that's-
The
hair.
Manitor,
This is-
half man, half another man. That was fucking awesome.
All right.
Yeah, this is sacred land, and then also sacred land. Just
Not-
that one
yeah.
spot in the middle, not
That's
sacred.
gotta get torn up. I'm not particularly comfortable with my body. I'm not
Same.
not because I have any self-esteem. It's just because I'm a realist. I realize that I'm kind of a pudgy piece of shit, but hair I'm proud of. And on that note, I think we've been recording for like
3 hours.
far too long.
This is an hour and a half. The other one was.
So let's
One of them was 40 minutes.
cut this off.
It was.
Nip it in the bud. Thanks everyone for listening.
Yeah, this is Oppai Society. We will do more, hopefully less. We'll do a couple, maybe doing more emotional ones, but we want to do some more.
Probably shorter.
Shorter,
Definitely
some-
shorter.
Let's do
Shorter
some topic ones.
is the real highlight.
Tell us what you think. If you thought maybe, oh shit, these guys got too real. Well then, shut
There's
up.
no
You're,
such thing as too real. Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck yourselves.
Have a good night, everyone.